I'm pretty sure the Stan I know would not approve.
Like all the, if your country ends in Stan, then there's a good chance that first cousin marriage is a thing where you're at.
Interesting.
I'm not saying it's 100%. It's not a 1-to-1. You know, like it's not like this equals that. Therefore, however, there's a good chance. How's it going, everybody? Late Night with Honda is live. Woo! We made it through the fucking week. We're not dead. I'm not late. I'm not
yet.
Late.
You're not
I
dead
said I would
yet.
start at 9:30. It's 9:30. SARS. Why don't you go cough on somebody, motherfucker? I've already been drinking a little bit.
I think it said scars, not SARS.
Well, it says SARS to me.
Well, you might need to put your bifocals on.
I was going to say you had a point.
I was talking to someone about that earlier today. Dude, I used to have like fucking fighter pilot vision. Like I could like see like a bug on a garage door from 100 yards away. You know?
Have you seen that $400,000 fighter pilot helmet, where it allows them to look through the fucking fighter jet?
No.
It was $400,000 for each helmet.
Well, that's like a gross misallocation of valuable military resources.
Oh no, it makes them fucking top tier, because when they get in a dogfight, all they gotta do is look over their shoulder and they can see through their fucking plane and then like whip around and kill you. Or they can look through the floor. I mean, it was pretty cool, the capability they had to see straight through their plane. No other pilot in the sky has that.
Next level is just going to be like you're going to have that on your laptop at home with your VR helmet, and you can just fucking control everything virtual reality. And then if your plane gets shot down, you just upload your consciousness to the next one. You know,
Damn.
Like I'm actually kind of afraid of that future, man. Like this future in which
is Joe Biden still king in that? I mean, president?
Probably not. It's probably not. Queen Kamala or some shit.
Okay, he's not brain in a jar at that point.
But
they probably wrote him off already at that point.
What I'm afraid of is a global technocracy in which they have access to these next level technologies that they've been developing for the past 50 years that are culminating in this like unabridgeable fucking force that we're all going to have to confront at some point or conform to. I think probably the latter, but depends on how bad shit gets.
I mean, they're already serving warrants in New York with drone dog things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, next thing you know, like, no more cops, right? Because all the cops are quitting. I think that's what's behind all of this anti-cop thing, to be honest. Because police have the options to enforce or not enforce laws. They have the option to... But a computer, like a fucking robot, is going to do what you program it to do. And if you say, go get these people, it's going to do it. So they're trying to get rid of the human element, I think. Makes sense. I mean, dude, if you were like a billionaire in charge of fucking the future of the planet and you had plans and it didn't involve police having their own minds, like, wouldn't you come up with some other solution?
RoboCop? Is
what
you're suggesting?
At 209s.
Oh yeah, RoboCop did have. But they were like I don't know, the RoboCop company. I can't remember what the name of it was, but that seemed like
CCP.
Their end goal was. There you go. Their end goal was just
it's OCP. OCP.
OPP. Anyways,
OCP. I don't know what it meant.
I was thinking more like Skynet, but whatever. You know.
It seemed like their ultimate goal was just to replace all cops with Chappie.
That was their ultimate goal. They just
didn't know it yet.
They were just trying to make money.
Dude, those movies were great growing up.
What you working on there with your old school quad rail?
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
This is that thing called the Manus Blackbeard that has a green laser, and when you fucking pull the trigger on your AR, see how it's got the red charging handle, the red bolt, and the red magazine?
Yeah.
When I pull the trigger, it's like a little air gun. I don't know if you can see that anywhere.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a green laser every time you fire. If that's the model you choose, you can get it with no laser, red laser, green laser, or infrared laser. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I can dry fire like all the time now. The only thing is it took fucking 8 weeks, and the rep was a total dickhead about it, even though they had these in stock on the website when I ordered. But it's like a long story of where they sold out of the one that I ordered, and then put me on the waiting list because they're like, "Ooh, the new upgraded model's coming out that works for piston guns," and I'm like, I have a Scar, and this is not going to work in it, but that's, you know what I mean? Neither here nor there. And fucking the guy was just a real, "Sorry, you must have missed it. No discount." And I was like, well, that's fine. Give me the fucking product. And then it took them 8 weeks to, you know what I'm saying, get around to fucking getting it to me. It was just like one of those things where they just kept delaying, I guess, the launch of this product. But no lie, aside from my bitchiness, it is a pretty fucking cool product. So if you've got I think you can get the base product for like $100 if you just want to. Here, I'll get up close to the camera. If you just want this to happen, where's that? Whoops. See what I'm saying? Like, that's my actual trigger. And up to 10 times a second, you can fucking pull the trigger.
How does it reset it?
So the magazine is the battery, and the bolt charging handle is one unit, and I think all it does is it just forces your hammer straight back down.
Oh, it's just like a actuator or something in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder. I guess it probably wouldn't work with like an echo trigger or something like that. It'd have to be.
Yes, it will work with echoes. It'll work with machine guns.
Oh, really?
Yep, this has been adopted by the Marines recently. Here you go. You're getting the fucking slow-mo fucking whatever you call that.
Dude, that's like the Star Wars flyby of your gun.
That's like the everyman gun.
How much is that, dude? The little trigger setup.
I paid $270 for the red dot or green dot version, but I think if you don't want a laser, it's like $100. Red dot might be $150 or $200. Like, it was $250 for the green dot version, but they've got like a fucking office or something in Missouri, and so on the internet you're going to pay taxes if you know what I mean, if they have something in your state. And so it was like $271 with tax, like directly off the Manus website. So you have to go to like directly to their products and then look for the Blackbeard, and then you'll be able to find the link from there. You know what I'm saying? When you go on Manus website.
Duke, you've got the like, I forget what it's called. I don't know the name or the company or whatever, but it's like the laser handgun version of that. Basically, it doesn't reset the trigger, but like it shows you where you're shooting and what lets you dry fire practice.
Yeah, it's like it's an eye target, and you use your phone. And,
okay,
yeah, it's a pretty cool. And I mean, nowadays, you're talking about it being really useful with ammo prices.
Yeah, because I mean, I've already easily dry fired 1,000 times since I've had it.
Yeah, the best thing about that is that you don't have to reset like I do.
Right, and I used to do that all the time. And I'm sure when you take down your AR and look at it, all the fucking charging handle wear on one side.
Yeah.
Yep, just shit like that. It's not like that's a problem, but I noticed that over the years. That's how much I dry fire. I don't know, a lot. I've got targets hung all over, you know what I mean, my basement. That's where I'm at right now, so it's nice. I get a lot of dry fire practice.
So if we're headed towards a future that's been portrayed in a movie, what movie do you think it is? And Men of Tupperware gave me the idea and threw out
Demolition Man.
Judge Dredd. Demolition Man.
Rat burgers. All restaurants are Taco Bell now.
It's true, because they all got closed down in the COVID.
Or else.
RoboCop.
Remember that? Or else. And he fucked that dude up. Or the part where he's like, "How much do you weigh?" Fuck, throws his ass through the window and gets the fucking guns. All right, so here's your battery pack. See, it's got little metal tabs on it, so when it inserts into your mag well, it's going to contact your BCG. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Just a little, I don't know, was this 20 rounder? And then here's the BCG, a giant, I guess I can say it on your show. This is like a giant fucking dildo for your AR. It's going to really love this shit.
Oh, he said dildo. I got to kick him off the chat. I'm sorry.
The running man.
Oh,
Running
I forgot to show you you sounded like you were interested in this part. So here is the underside where I believe this is what contacts your hammer, if you can see that. The actuator. Oh, and see those metal tabs for the shit to fucking contact. I don't want to do that or it's probably going to break my fingers. Yeah, you just fucking insert. Fucking close that bitch up. Pop your pin. Insert your mag and it's ready to go. Yeah, this is a pretty. Oh, I forgot to show you the fucking coolest part of this. If you can fucking see it all right in there, I've got the fucking Mepro light front sight post, so it's a night sight. This fucking rifle's got it all. Did I say this is an FN 15?
So John Brown says Clockwork Orange. Gutter Dog says 1984. I think someone else said Brave. Oh, Idiocracy. Eric Larson. Angry said Running Man. Mr. FNH said.
Oh, Running Man, yes.
Says fucking Demolition Man. What do you say, Duke?
I think RoboCop,
RoboCop.
Mad Max, RoboCop, Red Dawn.
Oh yes, Mad Max.
I'm gonna say Fahrenheit 451.
I've seen that.
Dude, I'm kind of thinking we're headed towards like a mix.
Where they burn books instead of read them.
I think we're headed towards a mixture of things. It's like Brave New World mixed with 1984, mixed with Idiocracy.
Okay.
And then I think we're headed for all of that combined with some sort of Red Dawn situation.
Damn it! I thought you were somehow going to say Fifth Element and Waterworld mixed in there. Fuck. Either of those?
I don't think water. Like if all of the ice caps melted, if there was no more ice on the surface of the planet, there'd still be land. It's not like all the land would be gone. It'd just be a lot less of it. But
Damn it! We're not going to get that movie.
no, I mean there's all. Dude, the Himalayas are always going to stick out above fucking sea level, dude. Like the sea can't go up like 10,000. What is the height of fucking Everest? Like 30,000 feet. I don't think there's 30,000 feet of fucking seawater that can rise. Sorry, I don't think so. Unless there was like some sort of global like earthquake that like raised all of the low parts of the planet and then like knocked everything, like a global communist event, right? It takes out all the valleys and all the hills. It makes everything flat. And then the water would cover everything. Kind of like communism. Like the best way to make everybody equal is just to make everyone as poor as shit. And then everyone's equal.
Right. The taxes they're talking about. I mean, who the fuck's if they're taxing 70% off of you and you make over $100,000 a year, who the fuck's working for $30,000 a year when they should be making 100? They made 100 last year and you expect them to do the same job? I don't think so.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to do everything you can to make under that amount so that you're not taxed that, or
right, you're just
so much above that it doesn't matter. You know?
No, my thought was, you know what, you're going to fucking quit and either live off of nothing like everybody else, holding your fucking hand out, making us work and do all, you know what I'm saying, pay the taxes, or they're going to fucking find a lesser job and go, this is so less stressful making sandwiches. Why didn't I think of this earlier? When they should be like a fucking brain surgeon.
What do you guys think about the? He's talking about a straight across the board 40% capital gains tax.
No.
Yeah, hell the fuck no.
We're almost paying 40% as it is anyways. So he wants to add another 40% on top?
Well, you pay a 40% capital gains tax if it's with like if you invest in January and cash out before December, right? Like within one fiscal year, then yeah, it counts as you made that in a year, so it's a 40%. But if it's like, hey, I've got a 5-year investment and I did it in 2015 or 2016 and I'm cashing it out now, right? Like that's at a different. I think it's like 18% is what they tax that at currently. He's trying to make that 40%. So no matter what you do, you have to pay the 40%.
Damn.
Which honestly, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm kind of two minds about that because if you have enough money and your money's making money and like you don't have to do shit except for just sit there and watch it grow. Which I'm not saying that's not work because it is a little stressful and you got to like make good decisions and if you don't, you lose money, right?
I feel like he would have been better off if he'd have just taxed Bloomberg fucking 70% and said the rest of you guys are fine. Keep paying what you're paying.
Well, the thing about like you raise taxes on people, right? It's game theory. Game theory applies, which means me as a rich person, let's say, like if I was rich, I would do everything that I could possibly do to game the system and pay less taxes, meaning you raise the taxes, but your revenue doesn't go up. Is Duke sleeping?
I believe so.
He's snoring already.
Hey, Dougie!
Hold on. I got this. Hold on.
Ear horn? I have earbuds in. Please don't kill me. I'm a delicate flower.
Shut up, be infringed!
Damn, Duke got knocked the fuck out. This poop will self-destruct in 3 seconds.
Yo.
It worked!
He was like, I'm going to poop myself? What?
He might have been stationed on an old World War II ship. We don't know.
I was pretty
was
sure I
in the
stayed at some
Marines.
barracks in Hawaii that had not been updated since the attack on Pearl Harbor. So
And they still sounded like that when they went off?
somebody said they saw some bullet holes that looked to be the size of Japanese zeros. So I don't know. Maybe it was just a rumor, but I believed it. It was pretty old and dilapidated, but it was nice. It had nice showers.
Speaking of bullet holes,
Where were you stationed at in Hawaii?
Kanoe Bay.
Where?
Kanoe Bay.
Which island is that?
It's, Maui, I think. The big island. I think.
You don't even know what island you were on?
I was there for a short time. A couple months. Maybe 6.
Gun Library Garrett says, but will our roads still suck? The answer is yes.
mm-hmm.
Oh.
I don't know about the roads in your area, but the ones in my area seem to be falling the fuck apart. And I'm going, what is Missouri doing with my tax money? I'm concerned.
Dude, I live in South Carolina. If there's a pothole or if there's a giant hole in the road, they just put a metal plate over it like they do in Atlanta.
Hell, at least you guys got metal plates.
Yeah, I
Just
know,
let the hole get bigger here.
Dude, in Colorado, they spend a shit ton of weed money every year on the roads because they spend a shit ton of weed money every winter plowing the roads and fucking the roads up with their plow trucks.
Maybe that's what's going on with our roads. They just haven't gotten to them yet.
You haven't gotten that weed money yet.
Missouri did legalize medical.
Yeah, you don't make a ton of money off medical. There's like you're basically opening the door towards dispensaries being able to make money, and like the very first people who get into it in the area, that's how they get into it is they start with the medical shops or whatever. But
I was thinking that
it's not until it's like widely available to everybody, and then everyone can just go to the store and buy some, and they can charge a little bit more because you don't have a license and everything that is directly with that weed shop. That's when they start making you.
Damien is saying he's in New Mexico, still many dirt roads. Well, that's New Mexico. Wow. There's nothing out there. I've been to New Mexico several times, driven through there. It's even driving through, it's New Mexico. That's why.
I gotta wonder what kind of vehicle does that guy drive if he drives on dirt. That's what I wonder. You know, like what's a proper vehicle for that? Unless you're just going to say like F-150 or something, you know what I mean? Any half ton.
The trick with the rich fucks like Bezos and Gates do is they just manipulate their checks in other worlds. If capital gains is more than what they make, they take the income tax and vice versa. I don't know, man. I think the answer to those super rich fuckers like Bezos and Gates and I don't know, like name the fucking person who's evil and rich, is to catch them doing evil rich person shit and then put them in jail and take their money and now we're good.
Don't they just Epstein themselves?
I mean, there's that answer too.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens when that happens.
We hope they'd Epstein themselves.
Well, Epstein, I think what happened with him is he was there's known about, and I'm not saying that I have evidence of this or whatever, so don't take it at,
Nah, none of us do.
But
we don't speculate. It's okay.
There's government programs to entrap people in honeypot operations wherein they get filmed doing things that they wouldn't want public to know about or family to know about, and then they got them by the nuts, right? Like, what are you going to do if you like sleep with a hooker and you don't want your wife to know and someone's got video evidence? Pretty much whatever they say, because like whatever they say is probably better than what's going to happen if your wife finds out, right? Now multiply that times 1,000 because they're in public office and Duke's asleep again.
Poor guy.
Duke's asleep again.
And yeah, where is Ray Ray, by the way?
Hey,
No
Duke!
idea. No idea.
Well, what I'm saying is he was a honeypot operator. He was the guy running the honeypot. He was the master in charge, the chief executive, the guy making the decisions, the guy with the money and the power and everything else. And he probably wanted something that they weren't willing to give him, or he wanted to take things in a direction that they didn't want it to go, or something happened, he wanted to stop, he wanted out, he was going to give information, turn state's evidence, who knows? Who knows what it was? Something like that, though, and they got rid of him. They got rid of him. He was going to testify against them, and I don't know what they did to the guards at the jail. They paid them, or they were corrupt, or whatever it was. They pretended to be asleep, and the video evidence of what happened outside the jail got erased, and like the fucking autopsy was doctored, and like the explanation was given, and the media moved on, and everyone fucking just swallowed the pill.
Yep,
And it's
they
a
all
fucking
accept
pill,
it.
man.
It's probably because the media probably immediately started talking shit on guns again. That's all they ever fucking did. So I stopped watching the media. So I was like, I don't trust you to...
Going back to the tinfoil hat, though, man, like fucking Operation Mockingbird. That's something that it's a discontinued governmental program in which the government paid for plants to be inside of media organizations and feed fucking propaganda to the American people for years. And then it got found out about, I think it was late 70s, they did all these like Senate investigations and hearings and things like that, and that's the only reason we even know about Operation Mockingbird is because of that. And after 9/11, so they stopped it then, right? Like as of the late 70s, whenever that was, those investigations that happened, they put a stop to Operation Mockingbird. So for a little period of time, there was, quote, unmolested media in the United States.
God, that would be amazing.
9/11 happened. And as a part of what happened in the 70s, they passed a law saying, like, hey, the government can't do this. Part of 9/11 with the Defense Authorization Act and, like, the Department of Homeland Security and fucking, I forget what the name of the act was specifically. The fucking giant thing that happened in 2001, right? They got rid of that. They nullified that law that made it so that they can't interfere with media. So they're directly, definitely, absolutely, 100%, no doubt in my mind when I say it, doing that, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's been like between Trump and fucking guns, I couldn't listen to the media anymore. I know they're full of shit.
Gun Library Garrett dropped in $5 and said, lots of people on Matt's chat are talking trash, mostly rightfully so, about the Mosin, but I'm using it all the time, and I can still find ammo in my area. Dude, that Mosin's great, isn't it? I wonder how it shoots with that stock and with the scope on it. I bet it shoots pretty well.
Oh, I bet. I remember that thing was cool as fuck when he gave it away. Or is that right? He gave it away?
Yeah. He was the recipient, Gun Library Garrett.
How did he win it, or how was that? I don't remember the details.
Basically, it was anyone who put in a super chat for a period of time got an entry.
I should have fucking done that.
I just picked a name out of the list of super chats, you know?
There's a couple of
Sometimes I feel bad. I rarely pitch in on that stuff. I've done like Toys for Tots for Yankee and a few other things, but...
All right.
Sorry. What was that?
I got to get some booze. Let's get some booze, boys. I'll be right back.
I mean,
What were you saying there, Nice Strike?
I don't know. I think I have to get a blue dress or something, because that's about the only way I'm going to get super chats these days.
Jesus. I was going to say, just keep talking about healthy 2A content, buddy, and people like me will show up and listen.
I try that, but
that's what I come for, is to listen about gun stuff and hear about guns.
Not working. It's not working. I'm still losing subscribers.
Oh, really? Maybe it's just people turning off, not drinking the Kool-Aid and fucking turning off YouTube. Offing themselves from the terrible gun epidemic that's I'm just kidding. That's horrible to say. But no, maybe they're literally just unplugging from the fucking. You know what I mean?
Oh man, it is nice not having roommates. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before, but
I take it. Did you have roommates that you didn't exactly love living with before?
I lived in a house for the past 7 years because it was cheap. And in that house was a bunch of people, and we didn't always get along. And things weren't always cool, and there wasn't always enough space, and there was multiple reasons why it sucked. Towards the end, like the fucking the pipes stopped working, so you couldn't flush the toilet without the basement flooding, which is where my room was. So that was
fuck.
Yeah, dude. There was all kinds of shit going on there.
Like, oh, sorry, man. I had to poop in the middle of the night. Didn't mean to get it all over you.
Tonight's chat is brought to you by Seagram's Extra Smooth Vodka.
I'm glad you're out of there.
Yeah, man, it's nice. And now I've got neighbors instead of roommates, so it's a little different. But no one can just come into my house without me letting them in. So
yes, no longer will someone eat your food without your approval.
No longer will a mess be made and not know who made it or supposed to clean it.
Whose fecal matter is this? Again.
I'm just glad I clean the kitchen. I leave the house. I come back home. Oh, yeah. The kitchen's still clean.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we lost Duke. Duke woke up and fucking realized what had happened.
He's like, fuck you guys. Waking my ass up. Trying to sleep.
My question is, where is Matt and Ray Ray? They both said they would be here.
They said they would be here, but not when they would be here.
Were they some kind of anti-Trumpers or something?
First of all, I was asking how the ceiling fan went.
It went. Hold on, I'm texting someone.
No, it's cool.
I'm texting multiple people.
It came and it went.
Would you say you're texting a plethora?
I'm texting a group. It is a group chat, if you will.
You typed in clippity clop, look at my hooves.
Matt, Ray, you both said you would be here. Snarf.
I was way off.
G Woo says, FNH, stop banning people without who hurt your feelings in chats.
Oh,
stop
God, I
banning
don't know who I banned.
Feelings?
I don't know who I banned.
Wait, you ban people because of feelings?
I guess I have feelings.
You know, you should stop having feelings because the left doesn't.
I don't even know. Who was that doesn't
Oh, wait, no. I think I might have gotten that mixed up. It's the opposite. They have feelings.
Hey, that vodka is extra smooth, Seagrams. Dude, I wish I could get sponsored by Seagrams. That'd be cool. They just send me vodka for the chats, that's all.
Hey, do you want to see a really cool flyby? Motherfucker just...
I don't even know what that was.
Neither do I.
PSA AKV.
Oh, okay. Don't you have one of those, Angry?
I was like, do you feel lucky, punk?
You've got some kind of AK, don't you? Like 9mm AK? I don't know. I thought you did.
Check it out. I had to do that fucking Ropsy bastardized thing to put this fucking cheap-ass sling I had on there. It was like a free sling that I already owned. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
So you guys want to look at some Twitter?
Twitter?
That's what?
Yeah, you want to look at Twitter. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen.
No.
You are sharing the wrong screen.
Potter?
Are you okay? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, come here, kitty.
There we go. So check this shit out. We'll just watch this while it's going. Let me mute it. Start it over. Oh, they're just driving along. Just a nice old day, right?
Oh, yes, I've seen this.
Oh, they're actually getting shot at. You see the window on the left there?
By machine guns.
Yeah. I don't. What the fuck was that?
My cat, sorry.
That is a very angry cat.
It's a
No, that's
very
actually-
unhappy cat.
That's a happy cat. He's purring.
Don't you have a 9mm AK there, Angry? Angry.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes,
Jesus
I do.
Christ.
Dude, I saw this video. Like, this driver, he just, like,
He owns it. Did
balls
you see
of
him?
steel.
Did you see him puppeteering the guy next to him who is in total like, oh shit, oh shit, oh
Yeah.
shit? And he's like, take your gun. Here, call
Yeah.
that guy.
That
As he's,
can't
like,
be in the
doing the whole
United
head.
States. That's a right-handed driving.
No,
Like
it's like
South
South
Africa or
Africa or
somewhere.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, we agree on that. That was my first thought. Was this a South African video?
Because, as far as I know, all the armored cars in the United States are left-handed, a left driver.
This has got to be
Oh,
like
well-
diamonds or some shit coming back from
well-
the mine.
One, it doesn't look like an armored car, like a typical armored car. It looks like a little van that they threw some bulletproof glass in.
Dude, it looks like a smart car that they put
I
fucking.
think it's a Mercedes. If I remember, I think it's like a Mercedes SUV
Like
or
Sprinter
truck or
van or
something.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like something weird with like a fucking cap on the bed, like you said. It's just something you wouldn't
Okay.
think is an armored vehicle, and you would think you
Yeah.
could just beat the shit out of it.
Because if I remember correctly, they were like transporting cash or something like that, and then. Yeah, in the U.S., you're not typically going to see just
Are
a
you-
crew full of guys roll up and start blasting at a vehicle on the road.
See the guy on the right? Look, watch this. He's like, "Give me my fucking gun." The
Yeah.
guy's literally just a fucking shelf for this dude. He's like, "Oh my god, do I have to do everything myself?"
Yeah.
I think he like pulled a U-turn and like drove right at him or some shit.
Maybe, okay, in the pictures, his fucking the front was real fucked up after this. I was
Yeah,
wondering
I'm
how
sure
all
they
this
got
Yeah,
happened.
he like drove right at him and like rammed him, and then like here at
Got
the end of
out
the
of
video,
there.
he's like, you stay, I'm gonna go engage him. Give me my rifle.
Yeah, yeah. As that guy's like, "Do I still
Well, if-
call Chris?"
If you actually watch it and listen to it, which we're not going to do because we just did.
Oh.
They get fucking shot up, bro.
Oh yeah, they hit
Mhm.
like multiple. Like that
Had to be
bullet
hundreds
resistant
of
glass
rounds.
wasn't gonna be lasting much longer.
Yeah.
Had to be hundreds of rounds that their vehicle took, though.
So 3 people seriously injured in 2 separate shootings in Denver in one night. Is Denver turning into Chi-Town? Are we turning into little fucking Chicago?
Chicago.
Well, hold on. Are you blaming all your gun deaths on another state yet?
I mean, I'm blaming him on Chicago right now.
Well, no. Is Denver blaming all their gun deaths on, like, Utah or New Mexico yet?
No.
Until they do, they're not Chicago.
Is there any way to turn down the gain on your microphone? Jesus.
No.
We got Andy Neo, talking about a story of a man who infiltrated an Antifa group in Sonoma County, California, has released recordings and evidence to the press and law enforcement that the Antifa held meetings where they discussed killings, where they're talking about killing cops, killing Trump supporters, like how to do it without getting caught, wearing masks, getting away, what weapons to use, where to buy them, how to get them. Yeah. I think we're headed towards a summer of terrorism.
And we're the violent ones.
And then we have the chief of the Colorado State Patrol saying, quote, "People need to stop shooting at police officers and stop shooting at state troopers," end quote. 2 troopers were shot on a drive-by shooting on Friday night. Someone rolled by with a 22. I think it was a 10-22. And shot the fuck out of a couple of cops. They're both going to live, but still fucking 2 of them got shot, dude. 2 cops got shot. Jesus Christ. Are you going to do a frog chat on energy weapons being used to make people disoriented and sick in Middle East and by White House? I actually remember this story. This was like from, 2 months ago? And it was, like, if you were watching the news at the time, like, there was information about it, but it was very brief. And they stopped talking about it. Jesus.
Sorry.
And yeah, it was like basically gone out of the news within a very short period of time, and then everyone forgot about it. Now it's back in. I don't know why they're suddenly talking about it now, about these energy weapons being used and how it made some lady's dog have a seizure and shit like that right by the White House. Like, I don't know what's going on, dude. I think that's got to be some China shit, though, right? Like, who else has the ability to do that? Senator Mitt Romney getting booed loudly at the Utah GOP convention.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's some booing.
You know, he's been flip-flopping and joining with the left a lot, and unfortunately, that's actually pissed a lot of those in Utah off. So, yeah, I don't see him getting reelected.
Erstwhile says, do you think Doge is going to hit 50 cents tomorrow?
I'm hoping it does.
No, I think it's going to peak tonight and it's going to drop tomorrow.
Then maybe I should cash out tonight.
Is Doge on the uptick again?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 40 something, like 40 cents almost.
It's almost 40 cents.
I don't know, what is it right now? Let me look. I actually haven't looked for...
It was at like 39 last I checked. That was about an hour or two ago.
Yeah, a couple hours ago was the last time I looked.
It's gone down again. It's at 36.
Yeah, I was going to say, I already cashed mine out. I'm just waiting for it to drop again.
I probably should have cashed out at 39. Oh well.
Yeah, we're sitting at 36.9. Like, you can see it fucking... Oh, where's the camera? It's dropping quick right now. And I think it's going to drop below that line, and tomorrow it's going to head to the low 30s, possibly into the high 20s.
Dropping like a horse panties on prom night.
No, dude, that's great, man. Every time it does that, it's your opportunity to make money, not cry about it. Because if you sell high and buy low, and it keeps going way up and way down like that,
Hell yeah.
that's how you make money. You just got to do it right. You know, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, I don't get in on it. $50.
Stop shooting us, says Sedley. Oh, we got new Netflix shows being released.
I got pulled over the other day, and I was really shocked. I did the thing where you fucking just keep your hands on the wheel, and then when they ask you about a gun, you inform them you have, you know what I mean, a weapon, and you give them your fucking CCW when, you know what I mean, when they ask for the ID and all that. And, you know, I waited and asked. I was like, well, can I reach for the ID? The guy's like, yeah. So he didn't need my CCW when I handed it to him, but he did stop and actually look over it real quick, and he handed it back and said thanks. And he was like, well, I got to go run your information. I'll be right back. And I see the other cop fucking looking at my plates, you know what I mean? I'm like calling in on his radio, and then, yeah, they come right back and fucking basically say that they had somebody fucking complaining that I've been running a stop sign for 2 weeks straight, and that they set up a sting operation to catch me, and that I ran the stop sign again, and that apparently there's a stop sign that either is not there anymore, or I haven't fucking been able to find, because I clearly haven't seen a stop sign that I've been running, you know what I'm saying? But I digress. So yeah, they were really nice. They gave me a warning and sent me on my way. I was like, it took like all of like 4 minutes or some shit, where I was like totally shocked that I wasn't late to where I was going.
I try to avoid all confrontation and interactions really with police. I don't really want to talk to them.
No, I don't want to talk to them either, but I couldn't just like roll up the windows and be like, I'm not talking to you.
Well, I mean, at the point that there's the interaction, you have to talk to them. I'm saying I try not to like do things that allow them to pull me over, you know?
Oh yeah, I stop at stop signs. That's why it's like, what? Woohoo! There went my fucking camera. I try to fucking stop at all that shit, because what's the
Dude, that's a fucking old picture. Look at that shit. Chris Farley, David Spade, and Adam Sandler all together back in the day.
Oh, cool. That
That was my favorite time for SNL. when
That is
Yes.
old.
dudes were on there. That was better than like the Jim whatever Belushi time or whatever from back in the day. And
I
it's
like
better
that
than
time.
anything since then.
I liked both those times, but yes, the Adam Sandler was way better. That time period, a little bit like, you know what I mean? The other one you said is like, that was definitely number 2. So those were both good. Now it's just a bunch of propaganda.
So have you guys seen the video of the Karen Gardner incident in Loveland, Colorado?
No.
I don't think so.
So this is a 73-year-old woman who has dementia. Who
Yes. Okay. Yes, I did see this one.
who I don't know if she accidentally or whatever, or like she was shoplifting. She didn't mean to because she's old and had dementia. Against the law, fine. You know what I mean? Cops are called, fine. Cops show up, they have to do something about it, fine. But
I think I heard about this.
they put her on the ground, they wrench her shoulder until it pops out of the socket. They they fuck her up, dude. They fuck her up. And then they put her in a jail cell, like solitary confinement jail cell. And then watch the video of what they're doing to her while laughing about it on camera, mind you. Like, Loveland police are kind of pieces of shit, dude. Like, I've dealt with them before. And you don't want to have to deal with because like Loveland is like right off the highway, so they get like a lot of drug trafficking and shit like that through there. So the cops don't fuck around, man. Like, they're just assholes. They're ready to fucking throw down and fucking do whatever they have to do, which in a way is it makes sense because of where they're at and what they're having to deal with. But on another side of it is like, what if you're a 73-year-old woman with dementia who stole a pack of bubble gum, or whatever it was? Yeah, they fucking came in jackbooted and fucked her up, dude, and laughed about it, and people are rightfully outraged about it. I mean, because like it's like one thing if it's like a big heavy dude who can fuck you up if you don't, and like maybe you took it too far and you got hurt. Okay, like I'm not saying that's right either, but at least it makes sense. Like this shit just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's a total abuse of a power. It's someone's grandma. Like how do they deserve that? There's no world that person deserves to be hurt like that, just to be taken into custody.
So did you guys watch Matt's hasty headlines from, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, where he was doing the leftist live streams he was talking about?
Yes.
No, I think I missed it.
The leftist professor, and this is the student, right? And the student, they were talking about how all police are racist, and that was where she was coming from, and like the history of policing it comes from like the origins is when they were trying to catch black slaves in the South, and those were the first police, right? And he was like, actually, I know this is an unpopular view, and like, but I want to say it anyway. In my opinion, like cops are heroes, and they're doing a really tough job, and blah, blah. And she's just like, right? And fucking flips. Well, she's been put on leave now because this whole thing has gone fucking viral. I hope that she loses her job, although she is a professor at Cypress Community College in California, so chances of that I'd say are pretty slim. But
no, that Karen's going to get promoted. Exactly the attitude they look for.
Oh, Ghost Shadow says, Honda, when she left the store property, she did not have anything from the store. She'd gone back in and left items at cash register. So they called the police on her and she didn't even steal anything? That I did not know. That I was not sure about. What if it's all to program your mind to slide the old? What? Because I don't know what he means. I don't know, Chili Bean. Damien Christ says, ha ha ha. I went to Cypress College and see Sublime play a show there. Oh, that's cool, man. I actually saw Sublime play a show at the Bluebird Theater in Boulder, Colorado. in 1990, early 94, I think.
I still like Sublime a little bit. I got some other music in my old people shit mix.
I love Sublime, man. They've got some good shit.
Mm-hmm. Bone two whores in the morning. I bone two whores at night.
Oh, HBO Matt wants in. All right, Matt, I'll bite.
But Mr. FNH, just don't tell your wife.
No, that was totally comical.
Well, not Netflix.
My wife would probably murder me with the guns of FNH.
No, I'm just saying, the next set of lyrics should be "Just don't tell my wife."
Oh God, yes.
All right, and because I don't want it to get too serious, I don't want it to be too bad.
Ah, puppies.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude.
because everybody
like the,
loves a puppy.
I like the shorts where they got the puppy racing around to that one audio where he's like, "Fucking fast, boy." Fucking dog's just getting it.
It'd be great to be a puppy, man. Like carefree, got energy. You want to play? Oh, now I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep. Hey, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat.
Time to shit all over everything you love.
Okay, I feel a little bit better. You guys feel a little bit better after watching that?
Yeah, I feel a little bit better.
Okay, good.
I'd feel better if that bastard Honda read my super chat.
Did I miss a super chat?
You missed like half a dozen of them when you went to get your drink.
Did
Get
I?
money, motherfucker.
Oh, you got your can out of jail. I'm sorry, I missed that. The Osprey OSS?
No, OSS, the guys who make the flow-through can.
Ooh.
The $1,200 can.
Is it that much?
Yeah, for the 30 cal it is.
Is that the one that has like no back pressure that Robski's always shooting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
that'd be
same
cool.
can that Rob's using on his AKs. I'm going to throw it on my Tavor 7.
Good shit.
Your Tavor. My Tavor. Baby Tavor.
I mean, honestly,
Tavor.
that's not that bad because I think I paid fucking, I want to say like $9 or $9.50 back in like 2016 when I got my 30 cal can, but it's not an OSS. It's was it a Silencer Co. The fuck do I got? 300 Win Mag can. Might be the
Pricing
Octane.
right now is like $600 for a cheap, simple 30 cal can, like something you'd throw on a bolt action. Then $1,000 for lightweight, and then $1,200 to $1,400 for specialty stuff. That's either an OSS can or a super lightweight titanium bolt can, that kind of thing.
If I'm sitting in my car in traffic and a bunch of Antifa people start beating on my doors and windows, I'm going to drive away. And if you are in my way, I'm going to try not to run you over, but I'm going to drive away.
This guy should have run more people over.
Yeah, he really should have. And honestly, if it was me, if you were obstructing my vehicle as I'm trying to go about my business, you know what? If your ass gets run over, it's not my fault. It's your fault. You're right in front of the goddamn vehicle.
Like, I'll seriously, I'll try not, I'll swerve, I'll do what I can, but I'm not stopping. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm not.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. That guy shouldn't feel bad about hitting anybody or running anyone over because, look, they're right in the middle of the fucking road.
I wonder if this guy's not getting charged because it's in Portland.
Well, I ran a possum over the other day, and it was one of them things where it's like, sorry, possum, I'm not going to flip my truck for you.
I've hit armadillo before.
I mean, it was right in the middle of the road, and it did that thing where it fucking started to go left, and then it came back into my lane, and it was just like, sorry, dude.
Look at this thing. Belt Fed 22.
Yes. I remember that.
I feel like 3 or 4 different YouTubers have shot this gun and made videos of it in the last 2 weeks.
Who were the other
Mr.
two?
Guns and Gear.
Yeah,
Guns and Gear did it, and 22 Plinkster did it.
And
Oh, okay. I don't sub him.
Again, that was a full auto too, because you could see how it was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, his finger's so fast that you can't see it moving.
No, he's not Jerry.
He's bumping the shit out of that.
He's not Jerry Mikulik.
It's a bumpski boy.
So, according to Biden, Trump is to blame for the current border crisis.
How do you figure you killed all construction on the wall?
He was the one who said during the campaign trail that if he wins, that everyone should rush the border because everyone has the right to be here. Quote, end quote.
Now there's a crisis.
Yep. Paul from Legally Armed America said that Biden's too busy pissing in his diaper and rubbing feces in his hair to do anything.
Where's my mask? Where's my mask?
All right,
My
listen
double
to
mask.
this real quick. Listen to this real quick.
Hey! This is library.
Wow.
Fucking legend, bro. Fucking legend. He's like,
What did
he's
he
there
say?
to learn.
It broke
He's
up
there
for
to
me.
study. He's there to fucking make sure that the money that he's spending on his college is actually worth a damn at the end of it, versus all these fucking retarded ass activists are there just to fucking scream and be shrill and be like wailing fucking goddamn cows in the middle of, yeah, fuck these fucking people. You don't have power. You don't have shit. You're just the loudest voice in the fucking room and you won't shut the fuck up.
Sure, they want to party and get fucked later. That's about all they're going to do in college.
Okay, and this one made me laugh too. You guys got to listen.
People in this world. There's winners and there's losers. And just so that we're clear, every time we step on this field, our goal is to be a winner. And if your dad had said, "Oh, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just as long as you have fun," well, I hate to say it, your dad's a loser.
Your dad's a loser for trying to fucking raise you without thinking you have to win every single fucking thing.
No, your dad's a loser for saying, if you lose, it's fine. If you win, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
That means your dad actually loves you, though. What a loser.
No, you want... Okay, here's the thing. Like, if you're playing a sport, you want to win. If there's no point, if everyone's equally happy with you if you win or lose and it doesn't really matter, then why play? That's kind of my point. So why fucking even try if it doesn't fucking matter? Why even why even show up to the fucking game if everyone gets a trophy is my point.
No, it still matters, but I'm saying that you shouldn't love your child any less just because they're not number one.
No, you're taking that the wrong way.
It's not about love.
Oh, okay.
You're taking that.
It's not about love. No, and that's what I meant by it. It was like, well, it just means your dad really loves you. If he said that, he's not going to be like, you fucking loser, you're a piece of shit, and fuck you up for life because you lost.
No, you don't tell your kid it doesn't matter if you win or lose. You tell him it's okay to lose if you gave it your all.
There you go.
Oh, I do tell him that. I guess I took it as the same thing.
It's not the same thing at all.
No, it's not. It's not.
Well, I guess that's what I meant when I agreed. I'm naive. What can I say?
We have another instance of, what would you call this? I don't know. Caption this.
Oh, God, this fight? They start throwing chairs at each other.
You ate my chicken wing round 2.
Dude, there's children in there.
Yeah, that guy's face.
That guy's probably calling the cops right now.
Not music over this.
See, a very similar thing happened at the place that I work at
Mm-hmm.
over a buffalo wing. I think this was over a breadstick. Because this is the caption above it. I don't know. I didn't look into it really, but was this at an Olive Garden? Does this look like an Olive Garden? I can't tell.
Hell the
I
fuck
can't tell
no.
either.
No, there's a half a Jeep in there.
I ain't never seen no
That's
shithole.
true. There
Olive
is
Garden.
half a sheep.
What
I
kind
ain't
of
never seen
shithole
an
is
Olive
that?
Garden with half a Jeep in it.
No, that's true. I have not either.
I mean, I'm not saying I agree with them, but over a
Oh,
breadstick,
I got an Olive
I
Garden
might
story.
understand.
A couple times back, we fucking ordered to go, and the fucking lady brought it out right, and I was on the phone with my wife at the time, so she's like, "Oh, tell me what fucking number spot you're in." I was like, "Honey, there's no number here. It's just I'm in the spot." And she's like trying to figure out how to fucking check me in, you know what I mean, for the food pickup. And the lady walks out with the food right then, and I was like, "Oh, honey, I gotta go. The lady's here with the food." And so I roll down the fucking window, and I was like, "Oh, you're the best." And the lady goes, "Would you like to add a fucking 3% tip to that?" And I was just like, "No thanks," and fucking snatched my food. I'm sorry, it was just one of those things. It was like, don't ask me for a fucking tip, bitch. I work for a living. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know your profession, but you get what I'm saying? The way it came across was just like, the tip was, you're the best. That was a verbal, I appreciate that.
You
It
don't
wasn't
ask
like,
for tips. I know that.
yeah, it wasn't like here I'm just going to hand money out the window, but, you know, for no
Although
reason.
this happened to someone at work today. They had like $180 tab or whatever that the guy ran a card on, and then signed it $0, 0 cent tip. But there's cash. You wrote,
Yeah,
cash.
that's what I was like, did he?
well, hold on, Jesus fucking Christ,
Mm.
fuck me, dude. So he wrote that there was cash on the table. There was no cash on the table. So her question was, do I go back and look for the dude and try to find him and ask him, like, did you actually leave cash on the table or did someone steal it? Because we have cameras and shit. Maybe we can fucking, like, track down the person, or, like, what do we do here?
That makes sense.
And she didn't want to go ask the guy because people are assholes, and she didn't want to have punching herself in the face fucking incident like that guy at the fucking the Holiday Inn Express.
That's terrible. Like, no, if I get service, I believe in tipping. But it's like, if I go to Olive Garden and you literally run my food out the front door, I'm not giving you 3% of whatever the total was. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying?
I tip
Wow, that
everywhere I
works.
go that seems like people accept tips. Unless you're a shitty person. In which case, then I don't tip you.
Oh, I forgot about that. My wife had fucking left a tip on that. I forgot when I told her the story. She was like, I did fucking tip. I was just like, that's fucked up. Yeah, so it was like, do you want to add a 3% tip to the card? Is what she asked me. And it's like, we had already tipped more than 3% to the card. So, yeah, fuck that lady.
So the news story is, should Coors Field attendees expect to find a vaccinated only section anytime soon? And basically, if you read the article, they go on to say, yes, that's what we're planning on doing, is having vaccinated only sections and non-vaccine sections for the normal people who don't want to have the vaccine. So just another example, and I think it's only a matter of time until, hey, you want your job at Taco Bell or wherever? You got to get jabbed. You got to get the vaccine. Do you want to take the bus? You got to have proof of the vaccine. I don't know, man.
I saw something that said, let all the Democrats get the vaccine first, and then I'll get it.
Well, we were talking about before the chat, like, if they were like, hey, here's the case for why you probably should take the vaccine, and like, here's the numbers for the people who got sick from it, and here's all the information, and, you know, like, whatever you guys decide you should do, that's what you should do. But instead, they're like, take the vaccine or else. You're a bad person if you don't. And the more they do that, the more I'm like, there's not a fucking chance in hell I'm taking it, dude.
Oh, I got one for you. My own grandma's so brainwashed by the news that when she asked me about the vaccine, and I told her I didn't buy first generation electronics or cars or anything else you can put, guns. I don't buy first gen shit because, we'll let somebody else take the fall on that, and maybe I'll get second or third generation and see what happens with this. And she literally laughs at me and says she'll go to my funeral like an asshole.
Your grandma said that?
Oh yeah. I ended up accidentally going the fuck off on her for some other shit she said down the rabbit hole after that. She just... Imagine a grandma you grew up with who all she could do was talk shit and call your mama fat and shit like that, where you're just like, you hateful fucking ignorant bitch. Oh, and I forgot to say, when you're like, bye, grandma, I love you, she never reciprocates, where you're just like, you hateful ass bitch. So fucking ignorant.
Both of my grandmas were really nice.
No, I had hateful, ignorant grandmothers that were total bitch faces. And can suck the dick of death. I don't give a fuck about them. They're pieces of shit. I'm sorry. I know everybody has a different, experience growing up, but that was my experience, that they were total pieces of shit. And I was like looking back the other day, and I was like, holy shit, every memory I ever have in that house was me and grandpa having a fucking one-on-one, like, best fucking friends. Like, on both
What's
sides.
going on, everybody?
Oh, yeah, I know
Yo, it's Leo and the hizzy.
You blame Indiana yet for your guns?
I don't know, man. We were just talking about how Denver's turning into little Chicago.
Yeah, and I told him it's not Chicago yet unless Denver's blaming other states for their gun problems.
Well, I'm saying that I'm directly blaming the people of Chicago.
Yeah.
For moving here and bringing the violence with them.
Oh.
This is true. My family did move out to Honda's area.
Oh, snap.
Oh, wow, I did not know that. Well, then Honda's right.
No,
Yep.
I'm saying, like, if it was only Leo's family, it wouldn't be a problem.
Oh, no, but they're bringing their votes with them. And the ones who move out there are super liberal.
Yeah, they're the ones who are like, we want to move to Colorado because they got weed.
And they're bringing their votes with them.
Speaking of Colorado, there was that fucking supermarket shooting where the fucking city had like every gun law you can think of that the left wants, and some guy fucking shot up a grocery store. Like, riddle me that one.
Just for the record, sorry, Honda, that you have to take in our people.
Bro.
Refugees.
Yeah, apologies.
When my work looks like this, say it to me again. Dude, it's been seriously like a couple of tense moments in the last week at work because of people being shitty as fuck and getting drunk and having attitude and then like causing a scene and yelling. Like this one dude was like, I'm a gangster. I'm a gangster. I'm a gang. He kept yelling it in the middle of it, and we're like, all right, gangster, like, time to go. I thought he was going to shoot somebody. When...
Oh, shit. Gangster.
Yeah, they always say that because that's the only thing they got to hold on to.
You don't even know who you're messing with.
Ghost Shadow says, yesterday morning I had to rush my dad to urgent care. Pneumonia and partially collapsed lung. They sent him home today. Too many COVID-positive patients already there. And then he also said, I'm supposed to check his pulse and BP every 4 hours. Damn, man.
Wow.
Well, hopefully he's all right, man. That sucks.
Right. Get well soon.
Tough. Speedy recovery wished.
It's like a pretty shitty time to get sick. Like if you have like cancer right now, or like you have like some like crazy medical issue that you need to go to the fucking hospital again and again and again for, or whatever, you know, like now's not the time to have that. Shit, now's not even the time to have like knee surgery.
Oh, I got a bad one for you. My uncle, his liver went out, and he made it to the top of the list where you're supposed to get the liver transplant. They called him up Now it's 5 different times he's gone up to the hospital, like where they've called him up, like pack your shit up, you're coming up, you're getting a liver transplant. You know what I'm saying? That call. And so he's gone up there in the middle of the night 5 different times now. And imagine you're like on death's door, like waiting for this liver, and they keep calling you. And every time he goes up for the transplant, they have the donor person that they're ready to like take them off of light support, and that person should pass away, and then they're going to harvest all the organs and whatnot from that person. And every time the person lasts more than 20 minutes when they pull the respirator plug or the life support plug in fucking. So after 20 minutes, the liver's no good. From like the lack of blood flow or whatever's wrong. Yeah, so so long story short, he's not getting the fucking liver. I don't know what's going on with it. Like 5 times in a row. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? They're trying to kill you?
So like the people just keep living?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they last more than 20 minutes after the respirator plug's been pulled. And so therefore they don't, what I'm saying, the hospital will not give you the liver after that because, the liver's not any good anymore.
Oh, so it's like when you go deer hunting.
Mm-hmm.
You like have a bad shot on the deer, and then he runs for like a mile before he dies, and then the meat is all bad because it's got like all the endorphins and adrenaline and shit in it.
Yeah, something like that, I suppose.
Like they're dying too slow, so the internal organs are starting to die.
Right, because it starves them of oxygen before their brain. That makes sense.
Yeah, the brain's the last to go. Yeah.
So imagine, like I said, there was two weddings within 30 days for my youngest male cousins. Not from his side of the family, but his younger brother. And unfortunately, that uncle didn't get to make either wedding. It was fucking shitty. Him and his wife, I'm sure, stayed home because they were, some of the people that are scared to death by this COVID shit because of the pre-existing condition and the no immune system. Having liver disease is just fucked up.
Well, next time, find their room number and just have a pillow with you. No reason at all. Just have a pillow with you.
Chili Peen dropped in $5. He also said, my uncle passed last year. I fought hardcore in rare form to not let them out COVID on him. I got scary. Dude, I don't doubt it, man. Like, that's one thing that like Duke has to deal with on the regular because he works at a hospital where like he's security, and if someone's getting uppity, that's who they call. And like, I'm not saying that anyone getting uppity is wrong, but when you get the call, they're wrong. You know what I mean? So you gotta I guess half of it would be assessing the situation and calming people down rather than just like boot thug kicking people out and doing shit, which is why those people like do get paid money to do that shit because it's not an easy job. But yeah, man, like that's a tough situation, man. Like you want to fight every bit that you can for whoever it is, your uncle, your mom, your dad, whoever it is. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know, there's only so much you can do.
Oh, I got one for you about people on death's door. So my dad coincidentally had liver. It runs in the family. My dad had liver disease before my uncle. And so imagine there's this one time where my dad's in a coma and he's been in the hospital for quite some time. And I remember fucking that day I decided, like, what harm can it do? Because he's coming up on the point where they're saying, he might not be right after that, after a certain number of days. And I remember I went in there that day to see him, and I fucking brought in, like, one of those old school Discman CD players, fucking pair of headphones, and I grabbed, like, some random blues. My dad loved blues, and he played guitar and everything. He was fucking amazing. But and that was one of his specialties was he loved playing the blues. So anyways, I fucking get in there, and I remember putting the CD on, putting the earphones on his head, and he's just laying there in a coma, and like, I'm thinking, I wonder if anything will happen in there, like if his dreams or his thoughts will change by putting this outside influence onto him. And I don't know, it seemed like I'd maybe noticed some, people want to see what they want to see, so I kind of thought like, oh man, I think this is working. And next thing I know, I remember seeing on you've got the little fucking ER bed TV, that little tiny tube screen that comes down to you. And they had fucking like Fistful of Dollars or some old Clint Eastwood where like every time they fire the gun, it's spaghetti western style and it sounds like a coin being shot going, wow. And I fucking cranked that shit like max volume next to my dad. Like, not up to his ear, but like, you know what I'm saying, on the side of the bed, just like cranked that shit. And there's all this like epic Clint Eastwood music going in the fucking, because he's in ICU, you know what I'm saying? It was horrible. And straight up the fucking nurses rushed in. And it wasn't to tell me to turn it down. They were like, oh my God, what's going on in here? What's going on in here? Like, his fucking life support numbers at their station were going fucking crazy. And they had to adjust the medications that he was on. And I swear to God, that was the beginning of him waking up from that coma. It was fucking awesome. And they were like, I can't believe this just happened.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. And when my dad came back, they had him on these drugs that were supposed to sedate you and keep you from like mentally dreaming, because they don't want you to wake up while you're fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And they want to keep you in that coma state so you can stay on a respirator or whatever your ailment is. And dude, when he woke up, we have like some Native American in our blood, and when he woke up, he swore up and down that he had been to a fucking like a Native American. What did he say? It was like some kind of one of them little fucking tents with the smoke. He said he like supposedly he was in there, and that he came back and he was like
TP.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, no, that's a sweat lodge. It's not really a teepee, is it? I don't know if that's a teepee or
He
not.
visited the medicine man.
Yeah, and he said he was in that sweat lodge with like, you know what I mean? Like he says grandma was there and a bunch of other people, and he said they were calling him Little Grayfoot when he came back. And I was like, that's fucked up. You came back with, you know what I mean, a Native American name. I don't know. It was just like I said, it was super cool that he fucking woke up. There was so many times my dad could have passed away.
Wow,
Did he say what to think the meeting?
I kind of want to know what they were using.
Did he tell you what he think the meaning of Grayfoot comes from?
No, that was what he said in the dream. They kept calling him Little Grayfoot.
I wonder how much. Oh, and I missed a super chat too. Hold on, but before I do the super chat, I wonder how much truth or reality there is to like near-death experiences. You know what I mean? Because like it's a common, not that common, but it's common enough where lots and lots of people have had it, and their stories in a lot of the time sound eerily similar, which could be like some sort of a biological like mechanism that is expressed in a similar way throughout different people, you know, or it could be some sort of doorway linked to a place that we're all connected to that they're getting a glimpse of. I'm not sure which it is, but it's one of the two.
It sounds like somebody needs to invest in that Ghost in the Shell clone tech so you can grow a pig with your own liver.
Damn.
Colostomy Bag says, just pointing out facts here, Hondler doesn't own a Tavor, but he has plenty of Canics. I only have one Canic. I don't have Canics. There's no S. Although I wouldn't mind another Canic.
Spawn of the devil.
Yeah, but I would say subcompact Canics.
I like the SFX Elite. That's the one that I want.
I wanted that when it was like sub $500, but now that we're in, 2021,
$700. Yeah,
I ain't paying for that fucking gun. Fuck turkey.
Yeah, I almost got one when they were $500 because I paid like $370 for my Canic TP9 SF, which isn't a bad deal. You get like $370, and it's like,
if I could have found one used. The thing was, I wasn't willing to buy a new one for $5, so I'm definitely not buying one for $7.
I think mine's is like $329.
Oh, but we're talking about the competition model with the 20 round mags or whatever the hell it was. One that was like super appealing to everybody.
Kyle Russ says, "Have you done DMT? LOL." No.
Okay, Joe Rogan.
But again, DMT is either some sort of a biological commonality that exposes people to some sort of a like similar experience that gets expressed in a normal way that is like transmutable across different people, or it's some sort of a chemical that opens up a doorway to a realm that we're all connected to. Again, it doesn't answer either, it's the same exact question, it's just a different fucking way of asking it.
I had a life or death experience once where we were passing somebody. You ever Oh, you ever been like riding down the road and all of a sudden like your the edge of your tire goes off the road and you start getting sucked off the road? You know what I'm saying? You have a hard time getting back up on from the lip where the gravel or whatever, the land's not as high as the road. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lip there, like in the county. I was once passing a vehicle at like 60 or 70, we'll say, on a county highway, and that scenario happened, and the truck straight up got sucked off into the ditch, and I remember getting ready to fucking hit the embankment that was coming up, and it was one of those light flash before my eyes, and I fucking got us up onto the road, and there was a fucking car coming, and for some reason I decided to fucking pass them anyways, like a fucking crazy person. And so now I'm, you know what I'm saying, just had a near-death experience, was off the road, almost fucking died, back on the road. Now there's a car coming, and apparently I just don't give a fuck, and I passed this person, and I swear to God, it was like 2 trains passing in the night. I don't remember if it might have been one of those people that they kept slowing down and speeding up, and so at this point, you've just got to get around them because they're just fucking with you to fuck with you, and you've got like 30 minutes on this county highway. And yeah, it was one of those things where like, definitely nearly died. It was like the planes, trains, and automobiles scene where, like, you know what I'm saying, everybody turns into a skeleton for a moment.
Welcome to truck driving.
I almost killed a lady once by accident. I was
Accident, yeah.
I was driving my car to work, and like in Colorado back in the, like, now they use chemicals on the roads to melt the ice and snow. Back in the day, they used to use a mixture of salt and gravel. And so at a certain time of the year, after the snow, it stopped snowing, and so they don't need to have the gravel on the roads anymore. But they haven't had a chance to go through the roads and sweep them all off. There's like gravel on parts of roads, right? Damn. So I'm driving my car, and I'm coming around this corner, and I see a lady, and she's jogging on the side of the road, but she's on the road, right? Like she's partially in the lane that I'm driving in. And so, like, I'm already turning to the left to, like, go around the corner, so I, like, turn a little bit harder to also avoid her. And I turn a little harder, and there's gravel right there. And my front tires hit the gravel and just slip out, right? And my car spins. It does one of those things, right? Ooh. And I spun, like, she's, like, standing right here, right? My car spins around her, and she's just like, and I fucking, like, I come to, like, a full stop, and I'm like, oh my God, and I, like, put it in park, and I fucking open my door, I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, and I fucking, like, because I didn't know what to do, man, I gotta get to work. I'm glad you're not dead.
Oh, yeah. I saw the funniest thing today.
I almost killed that bitch, dude. I seriously almost killed that bitch. You guys have no clue how that she seriously, like she's standing here. Like, if my driver's side door, like, it was like right next to her, I did a 360 with her standing next to me.
Damn.
Like, think about that, dude. She's so fucking lucky, and I'm lucky. I didn't want to kill anybody, dude. I don't want to hurt some lady who's just jogging in the morning. I'm just trying to get to work, man. Like, that's the last thing I want to fucking do. Anyway, sorry.
I saw like a 19, I don't know, we'll say like a 98 Toyota Corolla, baby blue, driving down the fucking interstate today. It was a 4-door model, yet it had no doors. And the guy was rocking it like a Jeep. And it was super dusty. I was just like, holy shit. You don't see that every day.
Dude's just living his best life.
Living the dream. He's like, yeah, I go off-road with my buddies all the time.
You almost never kill anybody there, Leo?
Nope.
It's never happened.
You never talk about.
Have you ever almost killed yourself?
Nope.
What? You're not taking enough risks.
Exactly. I almost kill myself every time I step out the house.
That's true.
Hold up. Leo, have you ever walked in the wrong neighborhood?
All the time.
Well, then the answer to Honda's question is yes. You almost killed yourself several times.
Right.
The only time I've almost killed somebody driving is in Washington, D.C., because if you want to change lanes, you have to run them off the road.
I barely drive. That's why I never really kill myself. So
No, it's just
DC.
in D.C., anywhere around D.C., especially coming in and out on the highways from the suburbs and whatever during rush hour, if you put on your blinker in a semi-truck to merge on or off the highway, that means pass me in the lane I'm trying to clear. So literally, it's the only place in the country where I have to run people off onto the shoulder into the dirt just to change lanes, because if you don't do that, they'll just keep cutting you off.
I had a very short experience in DC, and I've only been there once, and it was very recently, mind you. You guys all know about this because you guys were there with me. I was not impressed. I found DC to be a very dirty place where there are very, I don't know, what would the word be?
Overpriced.
Brainwashed people would be the word. It's just full of a whole bunch of brainwashed people who all have like this certain ideology, this certain point of view that's reinforced by literally everything and everyone around them. And so they live in a bubble, right? They live in this bubble where like there's this echo chamber of people who agree with them, and anyone who doesn't agree with them must be insane. Like that's like the only explanation. And so half the country's just insane as far as DC is concerned, and they want to be their own state now. Are you kidding me? And I saw that shit when I was there. I called it out when I was there.
They have no
Everywhere that I went, everybody had a DC 51st state fucking like lawn thing on their front yard, you know, like a sign on their house saying that's what they're pushing for. It's like, isn't that anti-constitutional? Wasn't that in our fucking like Declaration of not independence, but like that was like part of our fucking original papers, right? That was like the shit that we wrote down in the beginning was like, hey, there shouldn't be political power here because there's already political power here. I don't know.
Yeah, by the way, the Constitution is not absolute, so it doesn't matter.
Well, the Constitution isn't absolute because it can be amended, but it requires like 2/3 vote to amend it, and like they'd have to amend it, is what I'm saying. And I don't think they've got 2/3 fucking majority vote to do that, and so they're going to try to push it through anyway because, I mean, it's just political rape is what we're dealing with these days. If you can't get it done one way, you just force it in, right?
Hell, I told one person what Biden said about the fucking no amendment being absolute, and I was like trying to press the point that was like, you realize that means
that
if
means
you really believe
prohibition,
that,
slavery, women's
yeah,
suffrage.
Exactly. That's what I tried to explain. That's what that means. And you know what their fucking remark was? It pissed me off so fucking much. They go, "Gee, I wish I had a slave." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Okay, so Yosh says, well, they have more people than Wyoming nowadays. Well, so does New York, so does LA, so do like 20 cities across the fucking entire United States. So technically, if you're going by that standard, you could just take any major metropolitan area and be like, guess what? This is a new state as long as everyone agrees, right? Right? Okay, cool. Guess what? We get 2 new senators and we get new House of Representative members, and every area that we declare a new state rather, is a Democrat-run city, so it's just going to be Democrat votes left and right. So, yeah, if you set the precedent, then they're going to do it. And specifically, D.C. has that written into the Constitution that it's not allowed unless they amend the Constitution, and I think that they shouldn't be able to unless they do, which they don't have the votes for, so they shouldn't be able to.
And erstwhile is on his conventions of the state's soapbox again.
Well, it's the whole city-state insular thinking thing going on, Honda. I think we're kind of going back around to like medieval age hamlets and towns where you'd have a couple hundred people who never left their own town. They only know what they know. They never had any experience in life, and they all end up with really screwed up ideologies and superstitions and crap because they don't expose themselves to the outside world. And we're doing it all over again. It's just people are choosing to do it instead of not doing it because they have no other option.
Okay, and I don't want to just point the finger here, because every time you do that, you've got 3 fingers pointed back at yourself. And we're doing the exact same thing, because we sit in these chats and we talk with people who 95% of the time agree with every word that we're saying, right? We're just preaching to the choir, and on the odd occasion that there's something that we disagree about, like, I don't know, it seems like we have trouble, like actually having that discourse within even our community, and then you reach out outside of the community when that agreement goes down to like 10% or 20%, like way lower than 95, and you can't even figure out the 5% discourse in our community. Like, yeah, we're in a bubble too, and I don't know how to fix that.
Yep, neither do I.
See, again, like Yoshi's saying right here, dude, I'm totally on your side. I'm mostly on your side. I'm just pointing things out. That's mostly what I do. I just point things out.
And be afraid if they ever get enough convention votes or whatever they need for convention of the states, because that's just the Democrats. They'll be able to write everything off they don't like and only keep what they like.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is not just ideology. I'm talking about life experience. So almost all of us, we've never just lived in one city and one bubble and one neighborhood and never left it. I'm a truck driver. I go all over the place. Honda's gone everywhere. A lot of us have military experience. So I'm talking more about...
I've lived on both East and West Coast several times.
So if all you do is live in D.C. or New York City and you never leave it, you actually don't know what the world is like, and it can leave you with a very, very skewed worldview. So we're back to the medieval level. You never left your hamlet, and you lived and died there your whole life. So you're getting isolated, self-reinforcing communities.
Dude, that's a great point. I wonder how much, because you're constantly going across the country and being in a different city, and then you're listening to the news, like 9 News in Seattle, and 9 News in like Los Angeles, and then 9 News in Las Vegas, and then 9 News in Denver, right? Like, I wonder how much you notice the change in like the way that things are talked about. Is there a difference, or is it like you can tell a difference between leftists and non-leftists, or how does that work, do you think?
The really weird shit only happens in the big cities. It really is. So I don't spend that much time hanging out in the big cities. But whenever I do, whenever I shut down the truck and I'm in St. Louis or Los Angeles or something and actually go out and meet the people, that's where you see the really, really weird shit, the really weird culture, where people aren't in touch with reality anymore, or their reality is so fucked up that their whole life just sucks.
Well, like for instance, in Colorado, right? Like, you're supposed to wear a mask when you're inside, and like everyone has a mask with them, but 2 out of 3 people are wearing it incorrectly, and no one really gives a fuck, right? Like, you go to rural Wyoming, no one even has a fucking mask. Right?
No, like fucking, that's Laramie County. The governments are trying to crack down. So some of the people aren't.
Hold on. And then you go to LA, right? Where if you go into the gas station without your mask properly affixed to your face, they kick you out and yell at you. Like, it's just weird.
That's the fun thing about the truck stops, dude. The truck stops, they don't fuck with us. They don't make us wear a mask. Back in freaking June, in Los Angeles, I'd go in the truck stops without a mask on and not get any shit. This week, I went into truck stops in Oregon, and they tried to make me wear a mask. I had to tell them to fuck off, and I left.
It goes in because we could make Guam a state if it doesn't tip over. What was that? The House of Representatives do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Democrat.
Hank Johnson.
He's still in office, isn't he?
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Jesus Christ. Georgia?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I'm
Jesus Christ, Georgia, get your shit together, man. Fucking, pay attention and vote for someone else. Even if it's another Democrat, at least get someone in there who's got some fucking sense. Sorry.
I'm firmly convinced, especially from all the mask stuff, that the biggest difference in this country is people who live in the big city and don't know anything else but the big city, and people who don't. That's the biggest divide between the people of this country right now.
Yeah, the cities is just one giant bubble in itself.
2A Dave Ramirez says, not true, I live in California, nobody cares if you're wearing a mask. And that might have been a factor of when it was that I was there, because it was last October when Trump was still in office and shit was still crazy. Like, at that point, there was a difference between what was going on here in Colorado and how people were reacting. And then when I was in Los Angeles, California, like fucking Sacramento, and yeah, we went all over the place, but it seemed like people were taking it a lot more seriously and having a bigger problem with it in Los Angeles than they were in Denver at that time.
The only place in Los Angeles where they didn't fuck with you over a mask was the truck stop. Everything but the truck stop, they did fuck with you.
I don't know.
Oh,
go ahead.
What's up? Oh, I was going to say, I went to D.C. No, this has been probably about, like back in 2018. But we went to D.C. and, I'm a huge gun person. I'll say I fucking love guns. And if I get the chance, I'll pick anybody's brain on, what's their favorite gun or anything gun related. And I fucking, all the people I meet in D.C., it's like, ooh, do you know where a gun shop is? Do you know where a shooting range is? Like, you know what I mean? Like all the fucking gun related questions. And nobody knew shit. Nobody knew how to get a gun there. Nobody knew where to fucking buy a gun. Nobody knew where to shoot a gun. It was the weirdest thing that everybody was like, I was like, well, where do you guys live at? And nobody actually that I met there, nobody lived in D.C. They all just worked there and lived in the fucking surrounding, states. It was fucking bizarre. I was like, how can our nation's capital not have any fucking guns? I don't, like, what happened to we the people?
Yeah, they all live in the DMV.
There's only one gun store and one gun range in D.C., and you go to jail if you have a shotgun shell without a permit. That's how D.C. is.
Here's a group of far-left protesters involved with an altercation with counter-protesters today in downtown Portland. A blonde-haired man brandished a knife and said he was going to slash the other man's throat and mutilate his genitals. Hashtag Antifa. So this guy right here was going to mutilate genitals. That's what we're headed toward. See, that's the problem when we can't talk to one another anymore, right? When everything that I say is taken through the lens of ideology, so you infer things onto the meaning of what I'm trying to say without me trying to say it, and then come to conclusions based upon those meanings that you have inferred, and then judge me and react upon those inferences. That's not a word. Inferences. Whose phone's ringing here?
Inferences is what you're looking for.
That was mine.
You son of a bitch. We're on a... This is a professional live stream here,
Yeah.
Your pay is going to get docked, sir.
Wait, it is?
I mean, according
you guys
to
get
the
paid?
IRS, yeah, it is.
You're going to have to super chat Honda now just for being on the show.
Oh.
Your check goes right back into it.
Right.
So this dude's still in jail.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they're holding these people without bail and pushing back their court appearance to the point where time already served waiting for their trial or whatever is going to be greater than the maximum sentence of the offense of which they are charged with. Hashtag justice is blind. Hashtag founding fathers rolling in graves.
Mm.
The justice system is fucked.
Dude, Mr. Guns and Gear, fuck this guy sometimes. Because I'm on Twitter and I follow him on Twitter. And 3 out of 4 things that he posts on Twitter is an advertisement for something that you can buy with a link for which you can buy it from, which gives him a small cut of the profit thereof, right? And
fucking coupon codes for everyone.
I'm just saying, dude. Okay, coupon codes for everybody. Here's 1, 2.
No, it was a joke.
3,
I was being sarcastic.
4,
Fuck that guy. I never.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like, that's all he fucking does.
Yeah, he makes money off of this. You're just now catching up to that? That's
No,
what the videos are. He's
saying,
making money.
No. I'm saying if you're going to be a voice for the Second Amendment community,
Oh,
then
yeah,
stop being such a fucking piece of shit shill. Stop trying to like maximize your profit around every fucking corner and start concentrating on things that actually matter and putting your fucking money where your mouth is, which sometimes means not making as much money.
I think that's Leviathan Group. Remember that Give a Mouse a Cookie story?
Yeah.
That's Mr. Guns and Gear with all our money and rights. Ooh, I got something else for you to see if you fucking put me on the screen for just a second here.
I can't make you full screen because you're holding shit.
Oh, okay, I can't do that.
No, I mean you can be mini
see
screen,
this?
but if you're full screen, it'll get my
Check this
chat
out.
booted.
Oh, my bad. I'm not trying to do that. I apologize. Dry fire mag. You all seen this?
So
That's all it was.
Is that the same thing that you have on the rifle that you were showing?
It's similar.
I thought you were gonna pull the mag out and show it.
Yeah, I can do it.
There you go.
It's so this has a spring on it. It actually is moving back and forth. If you can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It goes up inside your mag well. It's fucking awesome. You can get it for Glock, M&P. I think maybe Springfield was the other one. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting.
Yosh says, "Oh my god, it's like Yankee saying it regarding these shills." Dude, well, I mean, okay, here's the thing about Yankee. He fucking says a lot of shit that he doesn't know anything about. A lot of it. And he says these things from a position of he's got a lot of people who listen to him. And so a lot of the things that he says are repeated ad nauseum because fucking, like, that's what people do is, you know, and I'm not blaming in people because that's what people do, but you hear something, you're like a fucking parrot, you repeat it, right? Like, that's why everyone hates Mechanic, and that's why I bought Mechanic, was to prove a point, because me buying a Mechanic doesn't fucking change a thing going on in the socio-economic fucking, like, climate of the world isn't changing because I bought a Mechanic, you know what I mean? But I digress.
Yeah, I agree.
Yankee, a lot of the time, has a good point, too, though. Like, sometimes he's got a perfect point. And a lot of the time when he's talking about these fucking YouTube gun people shills who don't give a fuck about anything having to do with the Second Amendment whatsoever, except for how it affects their bottom line and how much money that they make and how that they can, like, maximize their profit. And I'm looking at people like fucking Drama Llama Johnny, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm looking at people like Active Self-Protection. I'm looking at people like, to some extent, to a lesser extent, but I feel like he could use his voice a lot better. Iraq veteran. I could go on. Fucking, there's a lot of them out there that have the ability and the power. Fucking Demolition Ranch, you know, who could use that voice to unite and give power to the Second Amendment community and our cause and shed light on issues and, like, help people get donations for things that are worthy causes and all kinds of stuff.
Hashtag Generation Kids.
So what you're saying, what you're saying, Honda, is that the only real OG big YouTube gun channel that's not a sellout is Nuttin' Fancy?
No.
Hey man, I had a TNP hat that I bought back in the day. Did you guys buy any TNP gear? Nothing fancy project?
He's the one who got me started buying all the flashlights, though.
I don't know. I never got into like all the knives and all that shit and flashlights and multi-tools and camping gear and fucking, oh, look at this axe. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I
mean, when I got on YouTube, I think he was like the first sub I ever did.
I mean,
that was like what?
There was a point where every single video that he posted, I watched. There was a point where Fancy posted an hour and a half video. I was making popcorn and sitting down for an hour and a half and watching it. like lessons from
Same
my
here.
father or stories from like his service and like all those old. But at some point, like it just got stupid and fucking long-winded for the sake of being long-winded, and I don't know. I kind of fell out. But I don't know. I never felt like he was anti-Second Amendment, and I never felt like he was in the camp of you're not using your voice to better the Second Amendment like you should.
I like nothing fancy.
He's made plenty of pro 2A political videos over the last 8 years now.
And that's what I'm saying is like whatever you fault him for, that can't be that's not one of them.
Yeah.
No,
But he doesn't
some
do it
good-
on his main channel anymore. I think he got a second channel where he
Yeah.
does all of the political stuff and
Lieutenant
he keeps the
Colonel
reviews.
nothing fancy
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, something
Well,
like
and
that.
I'll still watch Nothing Fancy if he's got something that I'm interested in. But usually these days, all of his videos are like, "Hey, check out this piece of equipment that I'm selling and making money off of." Like he's doing it too.
Yeah, like his own knives and shit. Yeah, watches. No, I watched his Milsurp video today. Did anybody see that? That he dropped like within the last day or so, and it was all about like putting tech sights on Milsurps and shit like that. Modifying your Milsurp guns. And he was talking about shooting like 4 feet high and shit with the Mosin, a bunch of weird shit.
Nope. I guess nobody's seen it.
It was on my feed, but I haven't watched it yet.
I listened to it while I was driving like a podcast, and let me tell you, my wife was complaining at towards the end, just like this is so fucking boring.
I kind of want another Mosin now.
Well, yeah, but it was just like the whole thing was just all he was doing was fucking drilling and tapping them and putting tech sights on them, which is a fucking rear aperture.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know. It was just for me like that's not the point of getting a military surplus gun is to sporterize it. But maybe his whole thing was like, well, if you've got one that's not really worth shit, or it's already been sporterized, or it's not shooting, point A and point of impact. I guess that's what it was all about. But it was just, I don't know.
Spectre Power said, did you see that video of Kentucky Ballistics almost died? I actually haven't watched the video. I've seen the clip of like him shooting the gun and just like
It's like 50 cal blew up on him or something.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
He had
Project the Sun round.
He had a slap round explode in the chamber.
What does that mean?
And a slap is the Sabo armor piercing. The round just exploded in the chamber and blew the gun in half. And it's the twist cap breech lock from Serbu. It blew the threads off the cap, which hit him in the face and broke his face. And the cap blew off a couple pieces of the receiver, which is what stuck him in the jugular and the lung and almost killed him.
Ooh.
Pat writes, says 80% of Iraq Veteran 8888's content is 2A advocacy. And yeah, maybe I overspoke when I was saying his name and that whole thing right there, honestly.
It's still not the same without Barry.
And I can't, you can't be 100% Second Amendment advocate on YouTube because then no one will watch you because that's all, like, the only people who will watch you are the people who are already going to watch you, and you're not really growing the community, But if you can have, like, a drunk chat, or if you are, like, into blowing stuff up or melting down a machine gun, like, yeah, you should do those videos too because, like, some kid playing Call of Duty is going to be like, I wonder how many bullets my Call of Duty gun could run through it before it explodes in real life. And they watch that video and...
There's one problem with Eric doing Pro 2A discussion videos. He's not smart enough.
And that's why he never goes on these like live chats and does shit like this, is because like everything that he says has to be like thought out ahead of time and written on note cards and
that's why the Chad has to do all the lifting whenever it's one of those videos.
Dude, I fucking sneak attacked the pastor that fucking married my young cousin today, and fucking like check it out. I tried to get a new person into the gun owner fold, but like on the down low. I was like, hey, you're a pastor, right, man? You're like really, like, you ever watch YouTube? You're really into religion and stuff, right? He's like, oh, yeah, man, blah, blah, blah. Just like, have you ever heard of the gun channel called Gun Family and God, or God Family and Guns. And fucking by the end of the conversation, the dude was like totally into it because I was like, I didn't lie to him. I was like, I'm not into religion. We had a bad experience as a child, but obviously you are. I was like, I'm really into guns, and the guy has pretty good gun content. I said, personally, I click away from all the religious content, but from what I've seen, he's got some pretty decent religious content. So if you're into that kind of thing, I was like, you should probably check out that channel, dude. And so, you know what I'm saying? He might check out the channel and be like, holy shit, God Family and Guns?
Does my mic sound any better?
Sounds great.
You sound louder now.
You sound like Jesus now.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. Do you want to sound like Jesus?
I guess.
Hey, Zeus?
I'm trying to find the fucking clip of the 50 cal exploding on him.
I've seen the clips. I've seen what's that fucking channel on Instagram? Alex something? That guy. He has made so many fucking memes of that shit blowing up already. What an asshole. I mean, he's always been an asshole. That's the funny thing of his channel is like nothing is sacred.
His hand is all fucked up. Like I'm like looking at a picture of him. Here, let me just share.
Well, did you hear the part that he only survived because he plugged his fucking thumb into his collarbone or some shit?
Oh, god damn it.
No, his hand isn't that bad, dude. All he's got is a broken finger. The hand is the best part. They've just got it all wrapped up to immobilize it.
Well, he's got his neck's fucked up, his nose got fucked up, and his hand's all fucked up.
He's bent over, the back of the receiver broke into pieces, and put a 2-inch piece of steel down through the gap in his collarbone and his neck, through his jugular, and into his lung. His lung collapsed and filled with blood within 30 minutes. And he had to stick his thumb into the hole in his neck to keep his lacerated jugular from bleeding out before he could get to the hospital.
That's not a fun time.
So the T-shirt he's selling right now is just stick your thumb in it. That's his fundraiser T-shirt.
Well, I mean, obviously, after it was a horrible thing that happened, but on the positive note, this guy's channel is going to grow like more than any other YouTube gun channel because every gun channel, including Honda's, has spoke about it or put up a meme or fucking wished him thoughts and prayer. I mean, like, not a bad thing. But I'm saying everybody and their brother has said something about this guy blowing this gun up. So his channel is just gonna.
The only thing, yeah.
Wow! Look at that.
Hold up. We're going to do this like super slow mode.
The only thing I'm pissed off on this video is he didn't do a skit to blame it on the damn T-Rex.
Super slow mode. Whoa!
So, do we know yet whether this was the Suru's fault or was this his fault?
This is just the round. There's no barrel obstruction. There's no nothing. This is literally the round exploded. Like it was loaded with pistol powder or it's a fucking sabotaged round full of C4. Something.
I think it was a Project Eldest Son round.
Yeah.
Did they make 50 cal Elder Sun rounds? I don't think they
556 of them they did.
Well,
ouch.
Now what this is, it's the slap Sabo armor piercing. So some fucking bubba pulled the bullet out and reloaded it in something else. And probably loaded it with pistol powder or something.
Cap is solid steel, and it is very, very heavy. If you look right here, the threads are sheared off of this gun.
Jesus Christ, dude. Like, those are heavy-duty fucking threads. For that to... Like, I looked into buying one of these... like, that's one of those single-shot 50 cal uppers.
Yeah, that's the Serbu Firearms BFG 50.
Because you could buy one of those for... I think they were like
Serbu.
$100 at some...
Yeah, it's Serbu. Mark Serbu.
Serbu already talked about this. He says for the threads to have stripped like that, it's almost a double pressure round. Double pressure.
Yeah, that's what IV88 was saying, Eric. I listened. He's got that podcast.
Could it have been a bad round?
He said he speculates that it was somehow double charged because it had been tampered with. I think was his exact words.
Nope.
Because what he said was it would have taken like 55,000 psi or something, and they're speculating that this barrel saw like 80 or 85,000 psi.
55,000 is normal. You can't double charge it. Literally, you can't put enough.
Oh, that was
50. You can't put enough 50 cal powder into that cartridge to make it explode. So
maybe that's
either it was loaded extremely light and exploded instead of burning, or somebody loaded it with something like pistol powder.
Hey, I wonder whose chat this is. That looks interesting. Whatever's going on here.
Fuck yeah!
I don't know, man. Who's this E Honda dude?
Really cool dude to post that. I'm gonna say
he's live right now. I don't know. You guys should share that around somewhere.
Probably like and subscribe while you're at it. To be honest,
And he has a picture of, and he has a picture of Tara as his thumbnail.
Hey man, that's tolerance if I ever saw it right there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what he said was the shot before the gun blew up didn't hit the target. So he was also speculating, but his speculation was that the barrel got plugged right then.
No,
or the previous projectile broke up or something.
Because Matt, he fired a regular 50 round in between the two sabos, so they know it wasn't an obstruction. He fired a slap. That slap didn't hit the target, so he fired a regular round, and then he fired
Did that one hit the target?
extra slap. Yes.
Okay. See, I'm taking
he
that.
fired an armor piercing round, a regular armor piercing round, in between the two slaps, so it wasn't a barrel obstruction. I'm saying that pretty much the only explanation is the powder. It's extreme light load, or somebody put the wrong powder in it.
Huh. Well, terrible either way. But like I said, that guy's channel is going to grow like no other because so many people went over there.
He's already got 5 million views on it.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Because every gun, think about it, all the gun channels with all the subscribers all told you to go there and wish this guy good thoughts and check out his channel and all that. And then he put out a video on it, and of course everybody was seeing the destruction before they saw what happened. So it's like your perfect social media storm, so to speak. Unfortunately, this guy's going to have like $1 million worth of medical, and he'll never be the same. And just, the guy seems like he's a pretty cool dude from the videos I watched. You know what I mean? Because I think I looked at his Instagram.
He's not looking at any permanent damage.
I just tried to go on Instagram and it wouldn't let me. I don't go on Instagram enough. Like I barely even post there.
I barely post here, and I'll post more on Instagram.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is like
it's just like an extra fucking thing to do, and I got enough to do already without being like, "Well, I'm going to do an Instagram too because I'm E Honda."
No, once it becomes work, I think I cut out.
This tampered with milsurp stuff is the reason I didn't like when I was over at Wanamaker. There were so many tables with AP 30-06, and I'm like, I know at least half the shit sitting out here isn't real AP. Do I want to fuck with it? And I didn't. It's like I always wanted some 30-06 AP, but there's not a place you can buy it from you can fucking trust. Not anymore.
I'm surprised that this never happened to fucking Matt from Demolition Ranch. Because remember how much 50 cal, all the different rounds he had?
But those were all new manufacture, not milsurp.
Oh, okay.
They were a whole bunch of specialty rounds, but they were regular API or from
that's true.
well-known distributors. Yeah, it wasn't the hey, I picked up a slap round that somebody fell off the back of the truck.
He has ammo sponsors.
It's
I've never even heard of
Deadpool's hand. Check it out. Actually, that's the hand of a 24-week baby, meaning 6 months old, meaning you shouldn't have abortion should not be illegal at this point, in my opinion.
Should be illegal.
Thank you. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I was wondering what I wasn't going to correct you because I was like, Your thoughts, your opinion.
I'm drunk, dude. That's what I fucking meant, dude. That's fucked up shit.
Oh yeah, I was like, that's clearly a hand. That was, I don't know what else you would call that. Baby handler. Man,
Handler.
R.I.P. little baby.
Handler Jr.
Gun Library Garrett says, my local gun store is even selling Ziplocs of 300 Win Mag.
Lots of gun shops are doing that.
Dude, because they can buy... Well, what they do is they buy bulk ammo, and then they're like, hey, you could buy, like, these little fucking dime bags of ammo because, like, the big bag's too much, right? So we'll charge you the full amount that we want to charge you, but it doesn't seem like it's as much.
Yeah, it's $5, but you're only getting, like, 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember the pawn shop. There's a pawn shop out here by me, and
bro,
over the years I bought maybe like one gun from them and like a scope, and I'm trying to think of anything else that I actually purchased and walked out the door happy with. Magazines. I got magazines from them one time, like old Chinese magazines. That was a hella score. I got $10 a mag, and I took all their surplus mags, and some of them were like fucking new in box Chinese. What do you call that? No rib mags or whatever that is. That fucking bar that goes down the back of them. You know what I mean? Where they stamp them together. They were like Chinese mags that don't have that rib.
National Park Service calls for volunteers to kill bison at Grand Canyon, and Remax wants me to sell stuff.
Yeah, apparently there's an overpopulation.
Whoa.
So we all go
How
to
do you
Grand
fucking
Canyon right now?
How do you sign up for this shit, man? I want a bison rug and some fucking bison jerky and shit.
Do you keep what you kill though?
I want to kill the bison and like eat its heart like they did on Dances with Wolves.
Yes.
I want some of them bison oysters.
Was that his heart or his liver?
Heart.
Takeout is
God damn it.
Delivery fee, surcharge.
Some bison Rocky Mountain oysters.
Did he just say a liver fee and a surcharge?
I don't know, man, but every time I see an advertisement for anything, I'm instantly not buying that thing ever, ever. I don't care. If you interrupt the thing that I want to watch, fuck you. I'm not spending money on the thing that you're trying to make me spend money on ever.
Hey,
what if it's a Magpul ad?
I don't care if it saves my life.
No, what's even creepier is when you were already going to buy it, or you already just have bought it, and now they're showing you ads for it.
If I was already going to buy it, I'm calling them up and canceling my order and telling them why. I'm canceling this because of your stupid advertisement program.
Seagrams?
So it has the opposite effect.
Yeah, I'm a little angry, aren't I?
Oh, no, I meant, does Seagrams get that?
Oh, I've never seen a Seagram's advertisement, so maybe in a magazine, but they didn't interrupt my video.
Right, see, I was thinking that.
Honda, what are you going to do when they legalize marijuana and they start running ads for it?
I'm going to go to the store that's too poor to fucking sell ads.
Oh, specific store.
So what's going on in fucking India, man? You see all this shit in India about them freaking out about like all the people fucking dying, and then if you look in other media sources, they're like, yeah, actually the number of people dying in India is only like maybe 1% higher than it normally is. Like,
yeah.
And they're like, oh, look, like the leftist media is like, hey, look at all these outdoor fucking crematoriums that they're doing in India, in New Delhi.
Yeah,
it's
unfortunately, it's not affecting the scammers.
Well, then they show videos from 2016 of those exact same outdoor crematoriums running at exactly the same capacity. That's weird. Yeah. It's optics and how you spin the... Like, that's what media is these days. And, like, you look at, like, the whole James O'Keefe suing, I think it was the New York Post, if I'm not incorrect, and them actually going online and being like, hey, actually, all this story that we wrote about and that other media organizations, like, copied our fucking story and counted it as, like, exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, that was just an opinion piece, and it didn't really have anything to do with anything, and we didn't actually do any investigative journalism whatsoever, and hey, all of our facts are actually wrong, but don't worry, it was just an opinion piece. Like,
Right.
that's their legal defense because they're getting sued. And like when you're getting sued, you have to prove like malfeasance and something else. I don't know, but like they're trying to like basically cover their asses in court.
Yeah. Today's story was India's running out of oxygen. People are dying left and right because they don't have oxygen for patients.
Except,
Well, and then I was
the scammers in Kolkata.
Well, I was watching Alex Jones actually the other day, and he was talking about this story, and he was saying like the reason that there are so many people dying from the coronavirus in India is because there are so many people in India who are like malnutritioned, and so if you like add malnutrition plus COVID equals death, you know, like that kind of makes sense too. Like it sucks to be a malnutrition person in India catching COVID, but like I don't know. What are we supposed to do about it?
50,000 people die a year of rabies in India.
Life just doesn't have any value in India. It's that simple.
Well, how many fucking Indians are there? It's like 1.4 billion.
Yeah, that's why they don't care. They don't care if you die in India. Nobody fucking cares if you die.
Right.
I mean, they got like 5 Indians for every American, pretty much, just about. Not like dot, not feather. You know what I'm saying. America to the rescue. And that's the thing, man. Like, the reason that there were walls in West Germany was because things were better on the other side of the wall. We're headed to a world where there doesn't need to be walls anymore because there's nowhere to go that's going to be any better.
And with that, I'm heading out. I'll see you guys later.
All right. See you, Night Strike.
Night Strike.
Good night, guys.
See, man. Unscrupulous rapscallion says, I just dropped a pic on Discord. Gay Frog chat of a line outside local gun store for a ammo sale.
Ooh, so they're selling it at regular price?
Yeah, there's like 50 people in line there, dude.
Hey, I saw a CCI Blazer 1,000-round case for $550 today. Probably got to pay shipping on that. I'm not really certain. Anybody think that's any kind of a deal? I didn't. I thought it was moving down in the right direction.
I mean, deal compared to a month ago, it's not bad. Deal compared to 2 years ago, that's awful.
How about deal if you're a new gun owner and you have less than 100 rounds to your name? Brand new gun owner with that caliber.
I mean, if you're a brand new gun owner right now, you're paying the brand new gun owner tax, is how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You still got a chance of picking up a box of 500 at Academy. I wouldn't do it.
Well, I mean, so
I don't have Academy in my area, unfortunately.
I remember like
I was like,
this
that
whole
might be worth it.
I remember when this whole fucking thing started, and I was on a chat. I don't remember whose chat. Doesn't matter. And they were having the discussion about like, oh well, fuck this gun store because they raised the price on the guns that I want to buy. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And they're like, what do you mean, Honda? You're a fucking piece of shit because they're just jacking the price up for everybody to make $1. And I'm like, are you a communist or are you a capitalist? And of course they're going to say, well, I'm not a communist. I'm a cap. Okay, what is the rule of capitalism? What is the golden rule of capitalism? Supply and demand. If supply is low, demand is high, what happens to the price? It's a fucking mathematical formula that has nothing to do with your feelings. It's a mathematical formula that has nothing to do with your political leanings or your thoughts about a gun shop or anything like that. If people want something a lot, the price goes up. If people don't care, okay, so like if you back up to 2017 when Trump was in office, and everyone's making AR-15s, and like people were. I built an AR-15, I think, for $350 at that point in time, just because I could. You know, was I fucking the gun store over because it was so cheap? No. Again, mathematical formula, supply and demand. There was a huge supply of AR-15s and not a huge demand for them because everybody was pretty safe and secure in their fact that they had them and they could get them in the future, right? So if you bought one right then, because of the rules of supply and demand, you didn't pay very much. But because you're buying one now, like a dum-dum, and you waited too long, you're paying the dum-dum tax, and that's not my fault. And if you have a problem with that, guess what? You can ride in the dum-dum car too.
I've been saying this to my friends and family for the longest. For years, I've been saying, get your Ford car now, buy your gun now, for years and years. And then 2020 hit, and you have nothing to show for it. And then when you try to get it, it's a 6 to 9 month wait for your Ford, and you're barely going to find rounds, and the guns are at a 1,400 and up in the store.
Shit.
Well, that judge did just call the Floyd card unconstitutional, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when do you think that's going to start actually hitting the floor, so to speak, where it trickles down to like the citizens?
Never.
Well, right.
Never.
I don't.
Not in that state, fuck.
Well, I mean, like those same rules of supply and demand.
They're going to prolong it as much as they can.
That's why back when times were good and we were the gun people who were the insiders who knew about things, and you'd buy guns that you didn't need because you thought in your head, well, hey, at some point later, this is going to be worth more money than it is now. Right? But then you're like, the same person's like, well, fuck this gun shop because they raised the prices on the thing.
Fuck yeah,
sorry, stupidity pisses me off. I'm allergic to it. It makes me break out in anger.
No, I think you're just better at remembering it than the rest of us.
I guess. I don't know.
Classic.
So do you guys have any guns that you don't have that you're looking at getting? Anything that's on the radar? Anything cool that I don't know about?
I want to get my kids another gun. Savage Rascal bolt action.
I've been looking at that the Rossi pump action 22. I think that thing's fucking super cool.
The one I want to get is on Sportsman's Guide. It's like $190, and it comes with a threaded barrel and a drilled and tapped receiver, like ready for those weird like Weaver mounts. And it's got sling swivel studs where you could fucking put a bipod on there for the kids. And it's a single shot bolt action, 22 LR. So I was like, dude, this with a can on it, that would be like banging steel at any yardage for a child. That sounds amazing.
Lately, I've just been wanting the Glock, any Glock.
Oh, you gotta be.
But there's none left anywhere.
Polymer 80.
Get a canning.
Can you polymer 80 in Chicago?
I have no idea.
Probably not. It's probably a stupid question.
I'm pretty much tapped out on buying gun stuff. I've got fucking 5 guns and 3 silencers I haven't even shot yet.
I mean, I'm quite sure you can.
I bought the big toys I needed. That cop gave me a lot of money. I ordered pretty much everything I really thought I'd need for the next couple of years, so I'm sitting pretty good.
What cop?
I mean, as far as the 80, I think you can. In the state of Illinois, I think you can still buy it.
I had a cop try to arrest me for recording him from 200 feet away, and they ended up giving me $75,000.
Ooh,
that's amazing.
Nice.
I hope it wasn't painful.
No, I didn't even get put in cuffs. I've literally, for all the First Amendment auditor guys, I've got the biggest payout for somebody who didn't get arrested or even put in cuffs.
Damn.
What is that? 99 Chinese?
He sprained my thumb when he grabbed the phone out of my hands.
Holy shit.
But he was a real dumbass. Like, a real dumbass.
I like the tactical kitty with the carry handle.
That makes sense.
Although, if a cat has a Punisher patch, you might want to think twice before you pick it up. Oh man, that was seriously an amazing piss. I'm sorry you guys missed out on it.
Well, next time.
Honda's real drunk.
I mean, I'll let you hold it for me. No,
I don't know. I don't know.
Do I have to use one
Honda-
hand or two?
You're gonna have to use two hands for that. It's a
No, more like two
two-handed job.
fingers. More like 2 fingers.
I mean, if you can get a foot in there too, I don't know. However you do it.
I have to
My
use
friend
a
Ralph will
crane.
hold it for you. Ralph. Fucking grown up.
Maybe change the patch to a Thundercats patch.
Oh, that would be
No.
that'd be about right.
SWAT
Yeah.
cats.
Hell yeah.
You got to do a SWAT cats patch.
It's too bad Duke's not here. We could show him scary things.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but Duke wouldn't like it. I know that.
That's a dead. Oh,
Chicken
it-
fetus.
Oh god, that's creepy as shit, man.
Oh, that's a dead fetus hanging by fucking
by a spider web or something?
by spider web, bro.
Ew.
Damn.
A spider killed that bird and then didn't eat it.
Maybe it used it for food for babies.
Oh my god, look at that.
It's fucked up.
I saw this. I thought this was funny. The Canic howitzer.
High point?
Yeah, it's a high
Sorry,
point.
Canic. I'm drunk. I said-
Right.
I was like, am I drunk? Whoa. He wouldn't like that.
That's disturbing. The fuck? Dude, that's fucking scary.
Yeah, I don't
Look
like
how
that
big
either.
that fucker's claws are, man.
See, that's the hand you need to help you pee.
That's how you get your dick ripped off.
Man, those are the arms I want to bear. Dude, it'd be cool to. I'm not fucking joking here, but it would straight up be cool as shit to harvest the fucking arms and have like straight up sleeves that you put on and like all the way down to the claws, so you could just like walk in places like, "What's up?" I got bare
Right.
arms.
What gun is Duke Nukem supposed to have here? I can't tell what that's supposed to be.
I can't see it big enough, but Duke Nukem's awesome.
It's the Canic.
I don't think it's a real gun.
50 cal.
Yeah, but it
Eagle.
look like a Desert Eagle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eagle. Oh yeah, get some.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum.
And have all that above gum.
Oh god, alien
That
dildos.
was like the Tremors worm.
Bro, they always had strippers in that
No,
game.
these
stripping
are
for
these
the
are fucking sex toys. These are fucking alien penis sex
Right.
toys with alien eggs that are attached
Oh,
to them,
creepy.
so that
Is
chicks
that
can
one?
fucking
Yeah, but-
alien dildo and get off on the alien dildo.
Right, yeah,
That's
but
what
don't
that is.
but don't it look like the Tremors worm though?
Bro, is that one alien dick or two?
That's two alien penis eye.
Okay, I was thoroughly confused.
And I think
what
these are
was-
anal beads or what these are, but they're like alien egg beads.
Oh.
I don't know, man. People are weird.
fucking weirdos.
There got to be somebody using it on Pornhub. I'll look it up later.
Oh,
Ah,
what? Honda, we
Shit.
have to fucking start a pool up to buy a present for Duke. I'm gonna send him an alien blow up sex doll.
Yo, Doogie!
we need to send Duke some like, I don't know, fucking caffeine pills or something.
Right.
give Duke some methamphetamine? Can we do that?
Send him bags of
we
coffee.
definitely cannot.
I mean, what can we legally do here? Is my question.
Caffeine
Just
pills.
be like,
Yo, Dookie, wake up!
And play the fucking air horn and shit like that. Bro, I said I was gonna get a fucking air horn at work because when I fucking blow out the air compressor with I use the air compressor to blow out the air compressor. It's hilarious. And fucking, I also like take this giant metal rod and fucking reach up to like up into the rafters and fucking bang on this giant industrial sized fan, and it like blows out all this fucking soot into the air. And so I was like telling my buddy the other day at work, I was like, dude, I'm gonna get an air horn. And when you hear that bitch blow twice, fuck, take cover, get the fuck out of that area, bro. Like, it's about to get dusty as fuck in here, and everybody has to sweep up that shit. It's horrible.
The only thing you need to do to keep Duke awake forever is hang the silhouette of a gray outside of his window one night.
Ooh.
And he'll never sleep again.
I have a memory of an early memory when I was about like 6 or 7. I swear to God, we had these real tall hedges outside my window. My window was like a good 6.5, 7 feet off the ground. And I imagine there was like a very thin space where as a young child, I used to get in there and fucking like actually play right behind the hedges. But like they were real tall, so they went up to the window, you know what I'm saying? But I have a real early memory of like a gray straight up like looking in the window of that house. Like out in my bedroom, and I went and told my parents, and they fucking, it was like the wolf that cried, and they did, or whatever, cry wolf. They straight up didn't believe me at all. And when I went back in there, that shit was gone. But it was like, I do have an early memory of that shit still like residual where it's like, huh.
Dude, I remember being little and being in like a dark room and seeing shadows that weren't there and like knowing that they were there, and then you turn on the light and then it's gone. And I wonder like how much of that is a young child's imagination versus how much of that was like, and this is only a perhaps, but how much could possibly have been like, hey, like a child's mind is open to realities that an adult's mind is already closed off to, like maybe I was seeing something that was there. I don't know.
Even weirder, once my dad came inside from, we had animals. Like I grew up on a farm, so we had animals, and he'd come in from, what I'm saying, I don't know, feeding the horses, we'll say, and take care of my dogs and that kind of thing. And he fucking swore up and down that he saw that Star Trek Enterprise, like when they fucking take off into warp or whatever that is, the fucking streak. He said he saw like straight up a ship, like something do that in the sky. And he was like totally excited about it. I asked that man about that shit like 10, 15 years later. It was like it never happened. He's like, what?
I literally have seen looked like a helicopter, and it was kind of floating around, and I was looking at it, and I didn't really put it together, like why I thought it was odd at first.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that helicopter's not making any fucking noise. Like, why is that helicopter silent? So then I was like, I'm watching this fucking helicopter thing because something's odd about it. And it was like it was like it fucking read my mind, or like it knew someone was watching it. Like it had fucking like human detecting radar or something, and fucking knew that someone was watching. And it switched from I'm pretending to be a helicopter mode to I'm going to pretend to be a star instead. And it fucking dimmed and shrunk and stopped moving and just stood there like one spot in the sky. And I sat there for, it seemed like a couple of minutes. It might have been a minute. Just looking at the star in the sky, like, motherfucker, like, you're not a star. I don't know what you are, but you're not a fucking star. I'm just going to sit here for a minute and see what happens. And it was like, after a minute or so, like, it gave up trying to be star. Like, oh, jig's up, boys. We got to get out of here. And it went from, like, star mode back to helicopter mode. And then kind of, like, moved around and then, like, it flashed. And then shot across the sky like the Starship Enterprise, dude. I still don't know what it was. It was, however, right by a Lockheed Martin facility here in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought that it, once I found that out, I thought that it was probably some sort of a, black fucking tech kind of, program that they're working on or whatever it is,
Unfortunately, that's probably exactly right.
Yeah.
Because there was a few times when I was a kid that I thought I had seen some alien type shit, but then looking back
Same
and
here.
like hindsight, I was like, wait a minute, nothing ever happened to me. I didn't get abducted. You know what I'm saying? Nothing fucked up happened. Most likely, what I no, because I was with other people when it happened each time. I remember like one time throwing rocks at something and fucking another time like trying to chase something down and the thing like hovering underneath some power lines, and it was just a weird situation. And looking back, I'm like, dude, those were probably just drones that were being tested out at the time. Because I mean, I lived out in the country in Missouri, so it's like a perfect place to do that shit out by the airport. So
Misery.
No, Missouri. Don't let people fool you. It is Misery. Excuse me. It's horrible.
I've been to Jefferson City.
Fucking beautiful. Shithole. Total.
When I was a senior in high school, our football team went out. Okay, so when I was a junior, the Jefferson City team, which had been undefeated for 10 years, came to Colorado, and we wiped the field with them. Like, we embarrassed these motherfuckers, right? Yeah. And so the deal was like, hey, they come out our junior year, we come there our senior year, right? So we go out there our senior year. They sent chicks from their high school to stay at the fucking hotel that we were at. They were knocking on our doors till 3 a.m. the night before the game. So we had like
they were in for payback.
Right. So the day before the game, we go to the field, we have our practice, we pack our shit up, we go. As soon as we leave, they turn on the fucking sprinklers and leave them on all night and all day until the game the next night, right?
Jesus.
It turned the fucking field into a mud hole, which if you are a 300-pound fat-ass fucking piece of shit from Missouri who plays for their football team, the mud is actually helpful to you because you're harder to move versus us light fucking mobile Colorado boys who can run fast get slowed down by the mud. And they beat us by 7 points.
Yeah, they pick them big here. Well, that's just silly. He tried to retaliate and got fucked up. Yeah, I never did fucking... I've been to Jeff City a few times. I went to the rally that we had. I don't know what... I don't think what year that was. I couldn't tell you. It's been several years back. We had a rally in Jeff City, I'll say, and fucking... I was there... And I remember, like, I ended up meeting somebody that claimed they were with the Proud Boys, and I was like, "Oh, is that what those shirts mean?" You know what I mean? It was weird because at the time the media was saying that they were a terrorist organization. Instead, it was just like a bunch of guys fucking standing around claiming they wanted gun rights.
I almost joined the Proud Boys when there was that video of that one Proud Boy just knocking people out. You guys remember that?
No.
Yep.
It was like 4 of them in a row, just like, blow!
That's hilarious.
Hit the back button.
Tommy P says, I could throw this football over that mountain. What mountain? And no, you couldn't.
No.
Sounds like a dare.
I don't think anyone could throw a football over any mountain.
Mm-mm.
There's not a single mountain that's actually a mountain that any human could throw any football over. I'm willing to bet money. Let's look at the Discord here. GoCutto says, look at your Discord, posted photo of box of 30-06 I bought with price tag on it. Oh, shit.
Oh, there's Roro. He was looking for him earlier.
Ray, get in here, you motherfucker. $5 for a box of 20? That's not fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how long ago he bought it, though, is the thing.
I feel like that was the 90s.
I feel like that was not recent.
80s or 90s.
Yeah,
Did I
it's
send
definitely
Ray
not
Ray a
box.
link? I thought I did.
That's got to be a good memory. Buying ammo today has to be a bad memory. Honestly, that's how I feel about that. Like, that's when it was cool as fuck to be a gun owner. You could buy a gun for like $80 and get 1,000 rounds of ammo for like 100.
Yeah, my dad's always like, AR-15s cost too much now. I was getting mine for $400, and now they want $1,500. I'm like, inflation, Dad. Inflation.
I do
Getting
know
old.